What's going on, everyone? So, yeah, so pretty much it's gonna be a Q&A. Well, every video that I make is a Q&A, so there's gonna be a Q&A and this gonna be ran. I don't usually my videos aren't what it says in the title, so I just free flow this shit. I really don't even give a fuck about YouTube anymore. I'm not gonna lie and say I never gave a fuck about because at one point, like back in 2021, 2022, I did care, but like, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and be like, oh, I never, but and even then, I never gave a fuck about it. As in, like you see these other people, like they put their whole lifeline onto. That's why you'll never see me like investing money. I'm so glad I never invested money into this shit. But yeah. So pretty much, I want to just talk about This is the last month before the shift intensifies. So we already in the shift. We're not getting into it. We're already in it. But this is gonna be the last month, and I want to just because what you got next month. The next month we have like a lot of planets going retrograde. So it's gonna be a lot of planets going retrograde, and it's gonna be a lot of squares. So a lot of these retrograde planets are going to be squaring each other, and a lot of planets are going to be in Sagittarius. So if you got like any Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, um and yeah, Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, there might be a few others or another one, but if yeah, just be like cautious because we got a lot of there's a lot of negative energy next month. I don't want to say negative, like don't look at it like you're doomed and something negative is gonna happen. Don't look at it like it's like a time for you to grow and lessons to be learned, because everything is like it's a method to the madness. You got to look at it like it's a method to the madness. So don't look at it like it was something negative and we're doomed and something bad's gonna happen. Look at it like it's an energy that's there, so when you come out of it and you utilize it right, it's gonna get better. But it's still going to be a problem though. So that's why I tell you, like, by like get all your shit together now. So by next month come, because once next month comes, or we, I wouldn't even say next month. I give it about like a week and a half when you start feeling it. Once we get into Scorpio season, that's probably when you'll start feeling it. And then as we get deeper, then it's going to be evident. But like um like in a couple, like, right, I just say always, this is why I say you always want to get your shit together. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna wait a couple weeks. Always have your shit together, so when these energies start coming, you realize like it's not um it doesn't just hit you off guard and shit. Because next month this shift's gonna start intensifying, so we're gonna be like at a new level of it, and it ain't gonna hold up. It's gonna be like that permanently. So even when, because we got Mercury in retrograde, we got Jupiter going to retrograde, we got a whole bunch of Mercury squaring Mars, and all these Mercury, Mars, and Mars alignment with Sag. It's gonna be like, that's what I'm saying. Like, be cool, like be easy. Don't be, especially if you have to deal with people you don't want to deal with. There's gonna be a time where it might be a lot of like problems. So just be easy and don't be doing too much. So like, cause next month is gonna be like kind of a lot of chaotic energy if you don't know how to tame it right. And then once we get out of next month, it's still gonna be in there because we still got like other shit going on, and we're in a new shift. So it's not even just about the astrology; just we're in a new shift. And don't be like I said, even my last video, I said don't get too attached to shit. I can't emphasize that enough. Don't get too attached. Not just because when I say don't get too attached, I'm not just telling you guys don't get too attached to shit just because what these other spiritual fucks be talking about. Like, I'm talking, don't get too attached, because eventually the shit you get attached to is not gonna mean anything. So you're gonna be like, let's just say you're trying to get attached to some type of situation. You may successfully get attached to it and get something from the situation. Let's just say you want $100. You may work like, oh, I need $100 to go and get this thing, but then you realize that thing that you wanted, you don't need it no more. So you wasted your time getting $100, and then you may say, well, I still at least have 100, but then the thing, it's not that important because you find other ways to make 100 that is easier. So you wasted your time trying to hustle up 100 to get something you don't need, and then there's other easy ways to get the 100 that you don't even have to work as hard. So you wasted your time putting your energy into something where, because in the new shift we're into, but we're going to be going into more, you're going to start losing. It's not going to be no reason. You're going to feel like I wasted my time putting my energy into this. You don't want to put any energy in anything that's not necessary, or it's gonna, like, you're gonna feel like you wasted your time. You're gonna have a lot of regrets. That's why I say don't get too attached to shit, because everything you think that's important is not important really. Like, and I'm not telling you guys don't. I'm not telling you what to. You should know what's important or not. Everybody's a grown ass man or woman, so I'm not gonna tell you know what's important. But like, if you want to learn it the hard way, through trial and error, go ahead and learn it the hard way. Go and focus on dumb shit and see where that leads you. And you're just gonna get stung, and it's gonna waste your time, and then you're gonna end up having to learn what you didn't need to learn. So, but we all should know what we need or what we don't need. So go, don't waste your time. Don't put your energy into anything that's not useful, or it's gonna be, you're gonna feel like, especially in this new shit, like anything that does not resonate and vibe with you, just don't do it no more. I can't emphasize that enough. Hold on, I'm gonna. I dropped a link if anybody's trying to join. And you guys could already see this shit play out. Like, don't even look at it. Like, when I talk about like the energies we're going through, it's not just what you see, it's what you feel. So don't look at the government and what they're doing. Like, that's the thing. I don't want you guys to think the government has anything to do with anything. Everything the government does is because they want to do it. Like, if I go and I fucking throw my shoes in a garbage can, there's no spiritual reason for that. I just decided to do that dumb shit. So if the government wants to make inflation and terror, that's because they want to do it. I don't know why they want to do it. They just want to do it. So it has nothing to do with no shift and no spirituality. Like these stupid niggers, they be talking about, oh, AI and Bitcoin, but like they talk about it like they forget. Because what I think it is, a lot of these niggers, they forget that AI and Bitcoin was invented by the white man. They created it. And you may say, well, it was here before them. Well, the AI and the Bitcoin that you're using, they created that one, dumb fuck. That's why you're using it, and that's why you're telling me to use it. Because the reason you're telling me to use it is because it will give you some sense of stability and some type of um, power. Or you feel like it's gonna help you. And we already know the average person in life, 99.9% of people don't know how to help themselves. So they have to go to what the government's telling them to help them. So if a nigger's telling me to get on AI and Bitcoin, it's so I can be successful in the white man's system, not so I can have any type of success in my own spiritual, mental, and physical life. That isn't the reason. Otherwise, they wouldn't be telling me to get into Bitcoin and AI. At that point, if you really, when you tell me, well, you're going to be making money and have stability and shit, well, if that's the case, then shut the fuck up about a politician, because aren't they doing the shit they're doing to have stability and structure in their life, taking over the people's minds so they can have stability? So don't tell me about no anything else about the politicians or somebody selling drugs or somebody thieving or a human trafficker, because they're doing what they got to do to survive in this system. So if you're telling me to get on Bitcoin and AI and all this other dumbass shit and go get a job working, you're telling me to survive in the system. So you can't tell me shit, nigga. So fuck you. Like, you're not telling me anything that I need to hear. And I'm not that I say I don't want to hear anything from nobody, because nobody can tell me a fucking damn thing. Everyone's fucking retarded in this world right now. Everyone's lost. Everyone's retarded. No one knows a damn fucking thing. Everyone wants to talk about how they can get on within the system and shit and how to do this, but then they'll complain how Donald Trump's running the country. But yet you're fucking doing the same shit he's doing on a small level. So how the fuck can you tell me anything? You're not trying to do any fucking thing. And I don't feel nobody needs to teach me to do anything, because when you need another motherfucker to teach you anything, then that shows you that something's lacking within you. You should know everything that you need to do. Like, it's really not that hard. It's not hard at all. It's very simple. People like to make shit very hard and like it's deep, or we got to do this. Like, it's very simple. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I really want to say in this video. This video, I'm not really going any deep. I'm not saying nothing. My video just come. My videos are just free flow. So if you don't like free flow, you get the fuck out. Like, you got motherfuckers. Oh, what's your point in this video? What are you talking? What's your shut the fuck up, bitch? I'm not getting paid from YouTube. I'm not getting paid from this. I don't gotta fucking. And you may say, well, you let money motivate. I don't let money motivate shit, bitch. If I let money motivate me, I'd be working a 9 to 5 right now. You fucking idiot. I don't work no 9 to 5. The fuck? Kiss my ass. And even if I did let money motivate me, bitch, you're not paying my fucking bill, so it doesn't matter. If I needed to go out and make a purchase on some type of expensive item that I felt like I wanted, you're not going to give me the money to do it. I'm not saying you should. So even if I did let money motivate me, what business is that of yours? So this video is just free flowing. So if I'm all over the place in this video, then that's just how this video is. Like, then my videos aren't being structured. I don't take this shit seriously. I don't give a fuck about this shit. This shit could kiss my fucking ass. I'll fucking show my fucking asshole to this fucking goddamn screen if it wouldn't get me fucking banned. uh, Fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck about this shit. That video I just talk however I want to talk, and there's no reason, there's no purpose in anything I say in this video other than I just feel like saying it. So if you don't like the information, you can get the fuck out. You got motherfuckers on here trying to put an image on here like this shit is important, but yet when you look at their real life, like, they don't even fuck with they don't even have any people in their real life that they fuck with. They gotta come on the internet, and only people they fuck with are people on the internet. Like the shit that you sing on the internet, can you actually go in real life and talk to people and get people on your level? Like, the fuck? Like, you got bitches out here saying, oh, people need to, like, this one bitch is begging on the internet for people to send her donation. It's like, why isn't nobody sending me donations? Why isn't nobody sending me donations? This one bitch, she's like some supposedly targeted individual, complain that people aren't sending her donations and shit, and how everyone's targeted. I'm like, bitch, your own family, that in your own fucking disgusting ass mother who shot you out her pussy, she ain't giving you donations. She don't give a fuck about you. That's why you're in the situation you're in. So what makes you think a stranger is gonna have any sympathy and give a fuck about you? Like, you're lucky that the people who did give a fuck about you gave a fuck about you. That's why you ain't got no man. That's why you a fat ass bitch and you begging for donations. And the only time you got some play from some man was when that nigga sexually assaulted your ass. And you should have been lucky he sexually assaulted you, because that's the only type of play you'll ever get from any type of man. Ain't no man will ever, you will never get no man that actually sexually attracted to you that wants to fuck you. The only type of man that will probably fuck you is a man that's trying to sexually assault you. So that's the closest you'll ever get to a man really that wants you, is a nigga who's gonna fucking do some sexual assault on you. You ugly ass bitch. That's why your ass got sexually assaulted and you fucking complaining. But then you have the audacity to say, why ain't nobody donating? Ain't nobody give a fuck about you. Your mama don't give a fuck about you to donate to you. That man who sexually assaulted you don't give a fuck about your pussy. Nigga, ain't nobody give a fuck about you, your pussy, you, or nothing, bitch. So shut the fuck up. Like, you got dumbass entitled bitches, and guess what? She's a gang stalker. She's a so-called, not she's a targeted individual. So like I told you, all these people who say they target individuals are nothing but a bunch of lame ass, miserable people who are just, they like to blame society. Because I be watching some of their videos, because this shit is so fucking funny to watch. That's like probably the only entertaining thing I can watch on YouTube now, is like those so-called targeted individual people. That shit be funny because they be like thinking people are out to get them. Like, that's literally, it's sad where the only thing that's entertaining is watching stupid shit like that. Like literally, like that shit is fucking funny because there be people, right? They be getting gangs. They be saying, "Oh, I'm gang stalk," so they think people are following them. But in reality, these people are just like miserable, angry people. So they need something to cope. So how they cope is just say that, well, they're stalking me. Oh, they're fucking up my finances. They're fucking up. They destroyed this. They destroyed that. Like, bitch, ain't nobody destroying shit. You're destroying yourself. Like bad things don't happen to every, like the people who are so called stalking you, like they don't go through bad things. But it should be funny as fuck. But I'm not gonna like I don't hate on anyone real like that. 'Cause at the end of the day, like especially if you want to beg for money on here, I'm not even gonna hate because it just the reason I was hating on this bitch is because she's like feels like, oh, no one needs to donate, fuck you, and then like you'll have people who do donate. This is why I never like to help people. Like I don't help people at all. Like, I don't even give money to homeless people really, unless they really fucked up. Like if they really down bad, and depending on a certain situation, I'll help them. But I don't even like to help people because you can help a motherfucker and give a motherfucker like $1,000, and then let's just say you stop donating money or you giving them money, they're gonna be like, "Why'd you stop donating?" And then they're gonna start talking all this mess, and then they're gonna in the midst of them talking all that shit, they're gonna forget that you donated them like $1,000 over the past year. So this is why I don't even really like to help people. I'm very stingy when it comes to helping people. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But when it comes to helping people, I just really don't. Unless like the only time I'll help somebody is if they done something for me. So if you help me with something, it doesn't have to be physical or something, but then I'll help somebody else. But I don't just help people for no reason. Like it has to be a specific reason, like some knowledge, information, or you brought me onto something and you gave me a connection. Then I can easily help people. I can't just help people in general. I just can't. It irritates me because most people are just they're scumbaggish. You got a lot of scumbaggish ass people in this world, and it's like when you help people, you're doing it because you feel like you need to. First thing is you got to help yourself. If you're not right, if you're not in a good situation, if you're not where you want to be, forget about helping anyone. Don't let, because where's these thoughts coming from that you say you need to go out and you need to do this and this? If somebody helped you and you got benefit from their actions, then okay, it's good to help. But if you just got to help somebody for no reason, then there's no reason to. There's no, like this one nigga, like I walked out of Walmart and he asked me for some money, and I looked at his energy. I didn't like his energy. I was like, I don't got no fucking money. He wasn't like, I don't like, I'm not gonna say he was a homeless, but he was like somebody where like, because there's different types of people that are homeless and down bad. There's the person who's down bad and they don't have nothing and they're in a fucked up situation, and then there's somebody who's down bad because of their own stupid actions and they deserve to be down bad. So he was a type of person where I can tell by his energy, because I can read energy, and I could see that he's down bad because of his stupid decision, and he probably had a lot of negative karma, so he deserved to be in that position of asking for money in front of Walmart. So he asked me, "Oh, can I have some money?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't have any money." And like the way I said, because when I said it, I knew it, like he was gonna do something, because I could have this intuitive feeling. So when I said it, I was like, "No, I don't have no money." And he's like, "Do you have Cash App?" And I was like, "No, I don't have Cash App." And he's like, "Fuck!" Like he said it like in a disrespectful way. Like I'm supposed to feel some type of way, or I'm supposed to feel some type of way, or like be shook or moved by him. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck what the fuck you think, dude. Like that's the reason why I didn't give you no money, because I felt your negative energy. Because I could, like I told you, in this new shift we're in, you have to judge a book by its cover. Here on out, judge a book by its cover. Judge a book by its cover. The only time I'll say don't judge a book by its cover is if a motherfucker at least does something for you before you do something for them. Then you can kind of put it to the side, but still be analyzing. But always judge a book by its cover. So this is why it's good to learn how to read energy, because I already do. His energy was all fucked up. And then secondly, like you asking me for Cash App. I moved from California like about 6 months ago, right? There's a lot of homeless people. It's the most homeless populated state in the whole fucking nation. Tell me why I've never ever, and I put this on everything, heard a homeless individual tell me I have Cash App when I tell them I have no money. Not only I only heard that shit until I came out here. That's one thing I realized out here, motherfuckers, there's so much on the internet and social media. I even seen a homeless dude talking about Look me up on Facebook. I'm homeless because of the corrupt system. Look me up on Facebook. A homeless dude holding up a sign telling people I'm homeless because of the government. Look me up on Facebook. My name is whatever. And I'm like, when do you see homeless people so invested to social media, Cash App? And I'm not saying you shouldn't, but it just is like I only seen that shit when I came out here. Not to say people don't do it, but I've seen so many homeless people because I was in California, especially one of the most low income areas of California. I was there and I've seen a lot of homeless. I've talked to a lot of homeless people. I've never seen any homeless person with a Cash App, or they may have had one, but they never said donate to my Cash App if I said I didn't have money. I've never heard that. I've never seen any homeless person talk about how look me up on Facebook and all this. So it's like, why is it when I come out here and there's a bunch of niggas as well, like, and I'm like, well, he asking for that. So it kind of was shady. So I was like, I just I don't know. It just is weird because there's this one dude, he asked for Cash App, and then I gave him like $5 because this was like when I first got here, and I gave him like $5 through cash. Because first he's like, "Oh, I don't have any money on me." That's what I said, and then he was like, "Oh, I have Cash App." So I was like, "Okay, let me send you Cash App." And then I actually at that point I actually wanted him to send him money, but then the other nigga, like I was like, I didn't have no money, but I didn't feel like giving him no money. And then he's like, I got Cash App. And I was like, I don't got Cash App. And he got mad, like, I'm supposed to have Cash App. And I was like, bitch, the fact that you asking for Cash App and you homeless means you really ain't that bad. Because I've never met a homeless person telling me for asking for no Cash App. And then secondly, I don't like when I see a homeless person that's like one thing I don't trust is young black people. When I see a young black person that's homeless, I don't trust them. 95% of the time when you see a young black person that's homeless, they're a piece of shit, and I don't even want to even be around them. Like they're a piece of shit because I'm not just saying this out of just I'm saying this based upon my experience. Like when I deal with people who are homeless on the street, when it's a young black person, they're a piece of shit, and I don't like to even help them or even be around them because for some reason like it just is. I don't know what it is. Like they're just a piece of shit, and I just don't even deal with it. Young black people, and he was like around my age and he was black, so I was like, okay, this person, and I could just feel the sense of piece of shit because what it is, because like black people, we got like most black people got like they got ego. So like a black person, especially from the hood, they have to feel like they somebody. So when they don't got shit, that's when they act the most arrogant and they feel a certain type of way. So they can kind of make themselves feel like they're still better, even though like their situation shows they're not shit. So they have to be more of an arrogant dickhead and try to be a smart ass while like nigga you're in a situation where you're asking me for something but yet you want to have an attitude. Like that's the experience I get, and that's the reason because black people, like especially in the hood, they have a lot of huge egos, niggas. So I always keep that. I always keep that in mind when I see like a young black person. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them. Like probably like 8 out of 10 of them that I dealt with. And I'm not saying this as a negative because I've been like down bad, and like it irritates me as well because like I see like a lot of situations where I see people and like because I've been in situations like this. So when I see certain people, I'm like, okay, you're just retarded at some point. Because that's why I don't like dealing. Like a lot of motherfuckers, they're just retarded. Like they'll sit there and say, "Oh, this is the reason why this is happening to me is because the reason why it's happening to you because you're retarded. Because if you had any type of intellectual or any type of smart or knew how, if you knew how were really street smart, you know how to move. Like me, I've always, even though I never grew up in the hood, I've always been street smart because I never really been to college. Only went to like it was like a culinary school for like 6 months, and I got kicked out of there because I didn't get kicked out of school. I got kicked out of the place I was staying at, which it wasn't connected to the school, so I didn't want to stay there no more. I really didn't even want to stay there, so I was glad. So that's the closest I've been to school. I've never went to school, so I've never been programmed. I've never got over a 1.0 GPA throughout high school. I've never really fucked with school, so I'm not programmed. Like if I was somebody who got like 3.0 in high school and I went to college or community, then I would be probably programmed. Or even if I went to a military or something, I would be programmed. I'm not programmed. So even though I didn't grow up in the hood, I've always been street smart and I can always maneuver shit more so than the average person because I've never been in those systems. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck this shit was going. I was saying something, but yeah, don't be nice to people. That's all. That's pretty much the message I'm trying to get right now. Is don't be nice to people unless they bring some type of benefit into your life. If people don't bring a benefit into your life, don't just be nice to people just because you feel like you need to be nice to people. Don't say, "Oh, this person's homeless. Oh, this person's down bad." Don't. There's a reason for why they go through the shit they go through. Always keep that in mind. There's a reason. Because when you think you need to do something good, it all is all predicated on religion. Oh, you need to help your neighbor. You need to do this, and it's like help yourself. For there's so many people who can't even help themselves, trying to help others. If somebody does something nice to you, then that's a different story. But if you just want to just help somebody for no reason, that's the dumbest shit you can do. That's not gonna get back. Because when I look at, like, there's certain things in my life the spirit told me I need to do, and if I don't do those things, my life will go in a certain way. But if I do those things, my life will get better. If I were to neglect what the spirit is telling me and go and help people, my life's not going to get better. If the spirit's telling you to give up and sacrifice this, and you don't, let's just say you got to give up drugs, but you don't give up drugs and you keep doing drugs. If you go and donate all your money to somebody and still keep doing drugs, you're gonna get a fucking you're gonna be addicted to drugs and probably die of some type of overdose. When that overdose happens to you, you're gonna be a person into religion and into Jesus is gonna be like, well, I was helping money. I used to help people at the shelter. I gave all my all to this relationship, and you see how I still ended up overdosing is because, bitch, nobody told you to give your money and do all that. That's why you see these niggas in these relationships with these bitches be like, oh, I gave my all and I gave money and I treated this bitch and she did this to me and cheated. Life is so fucked up, and nobody told you to do that shit. The reason why that shit happened to you had nothing to do with you being nice. Nobody told you to be nice to that bitch. The fact that you were even nice to that bitch was something negative. You don't give respect to a demon. If somebody's a demon and they deserve to be in a negative position and you help them, it's like harboring a fugitive. You can go to jail for harboring a fugitive. I don't even want to bring that up because all of their laws are bullshit. But let's just say me and somebody is cool, and um, fuck the best. Let me just give you the harboring a fugitive. Even though that's a bullshit law, I'm gonna just do the harboring fugitive. Like, even though you help somebody out, they could still take you to jail for that. So if I'm cool with somebody and somebody else does something negative to that person I'm cool with, and I help protect that person from the person I'm cool with knowing, even though I helped the person out, the person I'm cool with is still gonna have some resentment towards me because, yeah, I did a favor to this person, but it was at the expense of this person. So you still are doing harm. You helping people can actually be doing harm in other aspects of your life. So you got to be careful who you help and how you help them. Get this dumbass shit off my motherfucking feed. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, you can't just go out and just help everyone and anyone, because you could be helping somebody who deserves to be in the situation they're in. Like, you got to look at it like we're going into 2026. How are you? Every time I every time I look at someone or I witness a situation or whatever it is, and it's something that's negative, or it's somebody complaining from a victim mindset. I'm like, how is it 2026 and you're 30 years old? You're in your late 20s, you're in your 40s, and you're still having these problems and going into 2026. We had 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 12, 21, 11. You had all these years and you 40, you fucking in your late 20s. You didn't get it throughout those years. You didn't get it throughout those years. So at some point, you got to be like, that person is getting what they deserve. Nobody just gets in a fucked up situation just because life is unfair. At some points, things can be unfair, but there's always like a situation that happens to get you out of that. But a lot of people, like, they don't want to do it. Like, one thing about life is life has a test, and everybody has to pass the test. And if you don't pass the test, then you fail. And failure looks like your life being unfulfilled. So what happens is that what I'm going to tell you guys what the test is. The test is having to do, for most people, I'll say 95% of people, what this test is. And for the 5% of people, it's the same test. But the difference is the 5%, they want to do it because some people like to do what they're supposed to do. Most people don't like to do what they're supposed to do. So you'll see, let me give you an example. You'll see a fat motherfucker complaining that they have chest pains and they get tired from walking up the stairs. And they will try every and anything to face the reality that they fat ass needs to go on a fast and put down the fork and go on a vegan diet. They'll do affirmations, they will carry crystals, they'll pray to Jesus Christ, they'll fucking take Ozempic, they'll do all these stupid fucking things other than putting the fucking fork down and going on a fast and going on a vegan healthy diet. But then they will complain how life is so hard and so fucked up. This is an individual of what I was just talking about. Like, they're failing the test because the test is you have to do something you don't want to fucking do. And most people, they will try to be like I was talking to an individual and I said, I don't like to tell people what to do, but if people ask me for help, I'll be like, maybe try to sacrifice something that you need to do. And then they'll be like, and then like I'll have a feeling what they need to stop doing, but then they'll be telling me a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Because everyone's trying to find the easy route. So like there's this one, because there's like I have a whole bunch of channels I've been subscribed to that I don't watch any of them. I just stick when I subscribe to somebody, I just stay subscribed. I don't unsubscribe. I just so I can be able to see where my mind was at years ago. So I have channels I've subscribed to, and this one nigga, like, he had like a fucking he was doing like some type of affirmation 50, like it was like a 30-day affirmation shit. He's one of these old ass retarded spiritual channels I used to like watch and shit. And I seen it. I was like, let me click on this shit. And like the whole affirmation of the 30 days was like thinking and saying certain things. It had nothing to do with actually probably saving money, creating some type of, because since you want to make money and it's a financial affirmation, it's not about creating a business, it's not about making money or finding work. Not to say I'm for these things, but if you're trying to make money in their system, that's what you have to do. You stupid shit like that. If you're trying to go legally. So the whole affirmation shit was him just talking about affirmations and thinking positive about money. But then like a few videos later, this nigga's talking about how like I'm drinking alcohol and I'm like pretty much speaking like somebody who's not really doing the work. Like, people want to get a certain accomplishment, but they don't want to actually do the work. Like, that's why there's so much confusion in life, because everybody has goals and aspirations, but they don't understand how much effort is needed to obtain that. So a lot of people waste their 20s and their 30s and their whole life like never getting what they want because they don't understand how much sacrifice and how like what you really have to do. It's because they have you brainwashed. Like, if you want to make money, you go get a shitty ass job, or you want to go get something to eat, you go to the grocery store, and then you have to work, and they make you think working is something that really isn't working. It's just being normal. Like, if you're hungry, you go to the store, you walk to the store. Some people say that's hard work, but actually getting the shit you want to get in life, getting that shit, you have to sacrifice. You have to really, like, it takes pain. It takes a certain level of pain. And anytime people they reach that pain, they rationalize and say, well, I may not have to go through this pain. There may be an easier way to do it. So they spend so many years of their life testing and doing trial and error, not getting what they really want. And they're still in the same position because they're trying to find a different route to get what they want without having to make the sacrifices. It's like you trying to get a soda without buying it or stealing it, hoping somebody gives it to you. So instead of going to go steal it or to go get money to buy it, you're trying to convince somebody to go and get you a soda. And it's like, it's never going to work. It's never. Even if you say, well, somebody can just go in out of the kindness of their heart and give you one. Well, even if that was, how long is that going to take? let's just say it takes 2 days to convince somebody. Whereas if you were to go steal it or make some money, or like, it would have been more immediate. Versus like, so people are trying to find like a detour to like something where there's no detour. It just, so this is why there's like a lot of confusion and failures in this world. That's why I don't even like, I don't tell anyone what to do no more. It's funny because I have like siblings and people I know. They'll tell me like, I used to always talk to people about, oh, you should go on this fasting help me, and you should do this and that. I don't even say shit no more. Like, motherfuckers come up like, because I used to say stuff like that, and then they used to just ignore. They'd be like, oh, I'll try it, I'll do it, and then even though they'll do it for one day, then they'll give up, and then like 3 years later or a month later, 3 months later, they stop doing it. So it's funny because like now people come back to me and they're like, oh, what can I do to do this? I'd be like, do whatever you want to do. Like literally, I would literally tell people just go out and drink alcohol and go fuck around, or it's not important. Just stop stress. I'll literally tell people bad advice just so they can, just so I can see their reaction. Like there's somebody that I'm like, somebody in my family was like, oh, I'm starting to feel I think I should start fasting and shit. I didn't even bring it up. They just started saying, I think I should start fasting. And I'm like, well, do whatever you want to do. And they were like, well, if I start taking medication, is that good? And I'm like, if that's what you want to do, like, I'm like trying to like tell them do whatever the fuck. And then they're all trying to be like, well, like trying to like look at me like I'm weird. But I'm like, if you know what you need to do, why are you asking me? If you know fasting is good and medication is bad, why are you coming to me? So this is where I told you guys, people know what the fuck they need to do. Like, motherfuckers know what they need to do. That's why I give like bad advice now for people. Like, don't come at me with no advice. If you got to tell me something, I'll just give you some bad advice. Like, on here, I just speak how I speak, obviously, because I'm not speaking to no one directly on here. But when I only do this if it's somebody I know that they're bullshitting. Like, if I know you just bullshitting and you're not really serious, then that's when I do it. I'm not saying I do it to everyone, but somebody's on. What's good with it? Oh yeah, what's good? I haven't seen you in a minute. Is that a Free Diddy?
No, no, I ain't Free Diddy. Who is that?
Oh no, this says somebody else. Oh, you look like the other dude. His name was Free Diddy.
Nah, that's he sound like he gay or something.
Oh nah, he's my nigga. He be on here, but
Man, just tapping in, man. What's been going on with you? Been watching. I caught a couple lives with you. Just wanted to tap in and see what was good. I know you be talking about the 9 to 5s a lot. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to know, where do you work at?
I don't work.
And why is that? Like, so how do you move about if you don't work?
I let the spirit guide me. That's all I do. So whatever I gotta do, spirit. And like I said, like, I'm speaking for myself. I don't preach this as a doctrine for anybody because everybody's different. Like if the spirit tells you to move a certain way, you may end up having to do that. But based upon my situation, the spirit would tell me to do certain things, and then I will have certain shit met for me by default. Or like, even if I'm not to say I don't go out and do things to make money, but it's not me having to go to a work a 9 to 5. So I still do things to get income, but as far as the traditional way, I don't do that.
So isn't that considered to be working though, or that's not a form of work?
Well, what I mean work like in like a 9 to 5, like going like the traditional regular way everybody assumed you should be working. That's what I mean when I say it.
That did you? Where did you work at last?
Shit, last place I worked was at a warehouse.
How'd that end up working out?
I left like after like probably like 3.5 weeks. It wasn't for me because like what you gotta understand, out of corporation is people think it's about making the company rich and having the money, where it's like it's more than that. Like they're always, because people think if you don't perform well, or if you don't show up to work, the company loses money. But it's like, even if you're doing everything well, there's still always, you can never outperform the best performance. So even if you have a good performance, they're always gonna find a problem and an issue. And I figured that there, because when I was there, I would do certain things and it will always be a problem, or they'll look for a problem. But it wasn't like it was personal. It was because that's how the company can maximize its potentials to make the most profit, is by making sure there's no like jagged edges within their whole system. So even if you're doing something good, they have to complain and find an issue. So you feel like, this is why people say, "Oh, I'm working somewhere and I put all my energy into this company, and they don't show me no respect." And it's like, that's capitalism. That's how the corporation makes money. They have to do that, otherwise they're gonna lose money because it's never enough. So that's I figured that out based upon my experiences, and I was like, I just can't even fucking be here.
You don't think the best solution is to just join the system since we already in the system? Why fight against it? Why not just join it and do what works for us?
Well, I don't fight it, because we're all in the system. Somebody who's selling drugs or who's scamming, they in the system because they still got to take that money and go pay their rent. So everyone's in the system. If you're using money, even if you won the lottery, you're in the system. So like, I'm still in the system. I'm not in it. I'm not out of it, because
You're
I have to
American.
still spend money and pay rent.
For sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. So sometime I've been watching a little bit lately. What direction do you want to take this channel in? Like, just curious.
I don't have no direction to take this channel. Will have a direction I want to take my life, but my life isn't this channel. This channel was no different than when I hop on the fucking game and play the game. There's really no difference from this and that. Like, this is something I just do for fun.
Do you think everybody watching is just watching for fun or entertainment?
If you're watching YouTube in this
I'm
day and
talking about
age,
you. I'm talking about you specifically. I'm not talking about other YouTubers.
well, some people, the people who watch you learn something. They show their gratitude, and they tell me they learn from me, and that's good. But that's not my goal and my intention, because I'm looking at, like, if you gotta go on the internet and learn from anyone, really, there's not to say it's a bad thing, but especially in this day and age, because I have a plethora of videos. I have over 1,000. I have like over 600 videos privated and 300 videos that is up. So people have been learning from me. So I've said it all, really. So this it's not like I'm just new to it. I've been on here platform since 2013, different channels. This platform I had since 2020, before they banned my other channel. So I've have probably over 1,000 videos, including the private ones, on this page, 300 that aren't private. So I've said it all. I've done certain things on this channel. So
Now, out of your subscribers, can you say that you've seen substantial growth come about from people watching your videos?
I don't know. I don't know their life personally. I can't. I don't. Like I said, this is the internet. This is not real life. This is the internet. So for me to base my platform off thinking I'm trying to help people or their growth, or I don't know. This is the internet. I'm not trying to make the internet real life.
I get what.
So that's the thing. People starting to think this is real life because of you. They have a lot of these fake ass Infinite Waters and all these other influencers out here to make you think the internet is something it really isn't. But all of that shit is just government narrative propaganda that they put out there to make you think the internet is something than what it isn't. Like, this is just a platform. You come on here to show yourself, and if you have like a business or something, then you market it on here. But to make it like I'm some type of guru teacher, I gotta help somebody, that I don't think
So,
that's what it should be for.
so you don't think that you have any sort of moral responsibility to the people that are subscribed to your channel?
Why would I? First of all, when I check my analytics, I don't got nobody under 18 watching my shit. Most of my shit doesn't even go into the algorithm. So we talking about grown ass men and women. The same grown ass man or woman that'll get kicked out the street if they don't pay their rent. The same grown ass man or woman that can go to a military and kill somebody at 18 and drink alcohol. Why is it that I'm have some type of moral responsibility to that grown ass man or woman who will get kicked out of their house and be looked at as go get it on your own, even though they got kicked out, they don't got nowhere to go. But somehow when they go on YouTube on my channel, I have a moral responsibility like they children. That don't make sense.
So you comparing it to like some sort of American standard or a standard, but maybe I'm talking about like the gold standard. I get what standard that you compare life to. Sounds like you're just comparing it to maybe what you think it should be like.
No, I'm comparing it to what it is. Like it's not that like it's one standard. Like it's no different type of standards. Like at the end of the day, there's certain things that happen in real life, and like cause like there's real life and then there's the internet. And
So you just saying you on the internet here just playing around.
nah, not even. Well, if you think that, like I'm speaking
I'm
my
just
child.
asking
If I
a
was playing
question.
around, I'd be making prank videos. I'd be out here
Making fuck
showing my ass, acting
videos and shit.
crazy. I would be. I'm not playing really. Like I'm when I come on here, it's a message, but my goal is not to get you to believe me. Like you pretty much want me to feel that people need to listen to me and believe me and take my shit a certain way. I don't give a fuck about what anyone says about my information and shit and how they look at it. I'm here to just put the message I feel like putting right now. And then if that's what it is, that's what it is. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it.
So do you ever see yourself getting a job? Why and why not?
If the spirit directs me to that situation, then and says you need to do that, then I will, because at that point, that will be how I be able to get to the next stage of what I need to be doing. And it'll only be for a little bit. It won't be something lifelong. It'll be like, okay, do this, do that. And at this point, if I even have if that's even within my goals, or if the spirit tells me that, that means that I fucked up. That means I must have fucked up something before. Because at this point in my life, if I have to go back to get a job, I'm going backwards. That means I must have fucked up. Just like somebody who did drugs throughout their whole life and then their health's fucked up. If they didn't do drugs when they were younger, their health wouldn't be bad at age 80. So they wouldn't have these problems. So if you have a certain problem down the line and you have to go backwards, then that means you didn't do something right. So if I end up do having to get a job, which could be, that means I done fucked up. It wasn't because that's how life is supposed to be. No, it's because I done fucked up and there was opportunities I missed and I didn't take.
What if the job is good money? You like the place. What why would you not take it?
No, well,
Just asking a question. I just want a straight up answer, man.
to be honest, like I value my time more than and my spiritual purpose more than money. So if that's going to impede and not bring any benefit and hold me back, like in terms of my time and my energy, then I don't need that.
What is a spiritual purpose?
Being myself.
Like, does that lead? Are I know you say you got to be leading to some direction, or you just existing.
That's what we're all doing. What is anyone leading to? Really, like is about being yourself and being in alignment with self. What comes with that is we're all here. We're all here to have a, a pleasurable experience in life. And when I say that, I don't mean it like you're never supposed to feel pain. I'm talking about have a fulfilling experience in life. That's the whole reason. And you get that by being yourself and being in alignment with self. That's it. It's not no goal or I need to go, because whatever you're trying to say, I'm trying to get money, I'm trying to have this land, or I'm trying to have that. There's somebody who has that who's not living a fulfilling purpose. There's people who are millionaires who human traffic kids. So somebody saying my goal is to be a millionaire and have control and power, like that doesn't make sense, because there's people who have that right now who they're not in alignment with self and they're living in hell. Like even though they may not know it, it's like somebody saying I'm gonna take fentanyl because it makes me feel good. But the average person knows I ain't taking no fentanyl because of the consequences. You can overdose, you can have pain, you can have fucked up liver, but you know damn well you're not gonna go take drugs every day. You know damn well you're not gonna go eat McDonald's every day because it tastes good. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a purpose. You have to have a just because something is doesn't mean you should do it.
I get that. I get what you say. So when's the last time you went on a fast?
2 weeks ago.
I I thought you said you was going to be more consistent in fasting.
Yeah, ain't you the dude from the Virginia?
I Virginia. I never heard of Virginia in my life.
No, you kind of look and sound like the other dude. I don't know if you just playing around with me or something, but you kind of look like that. I don't know. You kind of remind me of the other dude. You sound like I don't know, but whatever.
This is the
But
internet. This is the internet. It's a lot going on the internet.
I don't know. You might even be AI to be honest. I don't know.
AI.
I don't trust this internet shit really because there's a lot of AI. Like all the channels on TikTok is AI. Like 99% of them. But yeah, I was supposed to be doing my fasting. I did it 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I was kind of slacking off that. So I'm not gonna say I'm perfect doing it, but like I said, ain't nobody really like fast like me. I've done a lot through my fasting. So when I 2 weeks is nothing to be off of it. 2 weeks is nothing for me to be off of it, and it's like I'm about to start like I do it regularly. I never go a whole month without doing my fast. So yeah, I did say I was gonna do it, and you're right. I am kind of slacking on that, but 2 weeks is not bad compared to like motherfuckers going their whole life. Like most people can't even go a week without water or food. Like when I do my fast is without water and food. I don't consume anything. So
I, I just think it's about we gotta start holding y'all YouTube channels accountable.
people got to hold themselves accountable. At the end of the day, people got to hold themselves. You can't go on. You can't go on. You could first of all, you don't even know me in real life. I could be an AI, I could be a bot, or you don't know me, what I do, or anything. Like I could be a serial killer on the run in Mexico right now. You don't even know my IP address to be this person is who I am. I can be an AI. I could be in another country on the run for killing them.
Where did you run to from California, Carolina, or something?
No, I'm in the South. I'm in Georgia right now.
Okay, for sure. Where was you running from?
I wasn't running from nothing. I just moved out there because the spirit told me to get the fuck up out of there. And I had a lot of run-ins with police, like 2 times within the like 3 month span. And when those happened, I could tell it was because I wasn't in alignment. And then if I got caught there, it would have been bad. Like because I had yeah.
It was what you call it? I know what you was doing. I know what you doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to just get the fuck up out of there. And this spirit, I woke up one morning, it was like, get the fuck out. And I knew where I needed to go once it said that. Because I already was thinking about leaving. But to be honest, like if I had it my way, I would still be there because I don't like it out here. Actually, but I'm glad because it's not as much distraction out here. It's not as much because there's a lot of distractions out there. I probably still like doing things I shouldn't be doing if I was out there because there's more to do and more shit. But out here is really not as so. I actually like it out here better. And I'm a life path 3, so wherever I go, life number 3 it rules the environment. So wherever I go, I can make the most out of my. So I'm always in a position in an environment where I have everything I need within it. So like I've never really, even though I don't like the place, I have everything I need within it. So here I have everything I need, just like when I was there, because I'm a life path 3. So I can get the most out of all my environments when I go to any place. I'm always gonna be in the right apartment number or the right place, or whatever, and I can get shit. I go to jail, I'd be in the right cell where the person who owns the jail probably I'm cool with him because he run like it don't because that's the 3. I rule the environment, so my environment is like always giving to me, or I'm always in synchronized with my environment.
Kind of sound like a narcissist to me.
No, not even. I'm not the only life path 3. There's like millions of life path 3s. Everybody has their own benefit. Like a life path 4. Life path 4, that's a good, especially in this capitalistic system. If you're a life path 4, that means you discipline, you organize, you like to do boring ass monotonous shit. You can probably work a job for 16 hours and come home and feel good like you worked and you gave and you're a hardworking man. Like that's a life path 4. So if somebody was that's a benefit really. So we each path has its own benefits.
That's true. That's true. I get what you said. I get what you said. You ever plan on moving back to California?
Yeah, uh, if all goes well, well, it is going well, but in due time, I will move back.
What's the longest you ever fasted for?
43 days back in 2020.
When's the last time you did a fast of that long?
The last longest fast I did was probably in March of this year. It was like 16.
You plan on
Yeah.
the long one, or you just playing around with it?
No, I'm planning on like it's not even about doing a fast. It's about transitioning because like like I told you guys, like it's not just about the fasting. It's about the energy work you're doing, like the yoga, the qigong, all of that shit I teach on my page. That's really what's important. And when you, especially the yoga, when you remove the when you put energy in the body, you don't need to eat. So is when I talk about when I tell you guys to go on a fast, and when I tell people to go start fasting, I'm not telling you to go out and starve yourself. Do the energy work, do the qigong, the yoga, and then by default you're not gonna want to eat and consume. So right, even when I'm not doing my fast, because you thinking when I'm not fasting I'm gorging myself. No, I can't eat anything that is fucking like 98% of food I can't eat. I have to eat certain foods, and even when I eat, I can only eat a little bit. Like I could go on a 10-day fast and then eat like a spoonful of like rice and some organic chicken, and then I could be good for the next 5 days. So it's not like when I go on a 10-day fast, I'm gorging myself. It's no, I go on a 10-day fast and then I could just eat a spoonful of rice and I could go on another 10-day fast after that. I don't, so right now, like I don't even consume. Like the only reason I eat at this point is like the same reason somebody gets high off drugs. Like it's just like a pleasure. Like I don't, because like I've had a love-hate relationship with food. So like ever since I'll say 2023, only reason I eat is it's like food is like a drug to me. So when I consume and I eat, it's like a pleasure and it feels good. So I'm not really eating because I'm hungry. It's just I like the feeling of eating and the rush and the high I get and the taste. Oh, he left. So that's when I eat, that's what I'm getting. Like that's the only reason I eat ever since 2023 is just so I can get high and I can eat. So that's why, like when they talk about even these so-called breatharians, that it's not even called breatharian. Like I hate that word breatharian because it makes you think that it's all about not eating. Breatharian is not about food at all. It's about energy work. And when you have a certain level of energy, you don't need to consume. But the reason you will see you got any breatharian, they will always go back to food, not really because they're hungry, but it's because the feeling and the high that they get. So it's like they're eating out of pleasure. A breatharian, well, they'll say, oh, well, this breatharian, he ate after 5 years. The reason he ate after 5 years is because of the feeling and the high, the experience of it's fun to eat. So that's the same reason you go to an amusement park. You don't need to ride the ride, but you ride it because it's fun. A breatharian will eat because they want to enjoy that experience, and then they'll do it for a little bit and then go back. But it's not like they need to eat, like somebody starving, and then if they don't eat, they're gonna feel. That's not really what it is. Yeah, but the dude he left, I think it's a dude, that free Diddy dude. It's the same dude. It's the same. He just playing around. I know it's the same because it sound like him and it look like him. Or I know for a fact there probably was some AI. I know it was him though. What's good with it? Speak your mind. Is gonna be a Scorpion and Aquarius. No, it's just a lot of Well, It's gonna be Scorpio in Aquarius. No, that's gonna be the sun, the sun square Pluto, which is happening in the next. That's probably when this shit's gonna start kicking off. Is by the end of the month, because sun's gonna be squaring Pluto, which be careful about that as well, because sun square Pluto, especially if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, Aquarius, Taurus, then you got to be careful because I think it's like in a couple weeks. less than 2 weeks. No, in 2 weeks, Sun's gonna be squaring Pluto. So just be careful because Pluto and the sun is usually like a situation. It's like an action. It's the light because the sun, you see the sun. So a situation can play out that's very transformative because Pluto is transformation, and then we got the sun. So, but Pluto also rules death, hell, something next. So, a crisis or something negative could happen on the negative end, and then on the positive end, something positive could happen. But usually, for something positive to happen, you have to been putting in a lot of work over the course of months in or since Pluto went into Aquarius, which is the beginning of this year. So, if you started something like around January this year, and then maybe something good can happen from it. But yeah, Sun squaring Pluto, you gotta just be careful of that too, because that's probably when this whole energy is gonna start kicking off. That's why I tell you it's not just November. Once you start heading, once we probably like in a couple weeks, you'll start feeling certain energies, especially once we get into Scorpio season. But November is gonna be a lot of planets retrograde. There's gonna be a lot of Mercury, Mars. Mercury's going retrograde, but that's not the only reason. But there's other shit, and then there's a lot of Mars that's going to be in a lot of squares and conjunctions to a lot of outer planets. Like, there's a lot of shit going on, really. So just be cool and be easy. Don't be really like, because he's gonna. And plus, next month is gonna be have a lot of retrograde planets. So just you're not. It's gonna feel like nothing's really. Because when things are retrograde, you want to just chill out. So next month, this right now, do everything you can right now because next month you want to just chill out. You don't want to be doing too much because even if you do too much and you try to get everything done, it's gonna feel like it ain't going at the rate you want it to go because so many planets are retrograde, and it's like it's a lot of fire, like Mercury, Mars, a lot of that energy, and it's in Sag. It's a lot of fire, so it's gonna be like a lot of it could be a lot of arguments, a lot of fighting, especially a lot of arguments. If you're around people that don't be around people you don't want to be with because you're gonna be arguing, you're gonna be feeling like you gotta there's gonna be a lot of war and battles and mental, there's all this bullshit. Just be careful because Scorpio, and plus we're gonna be in Scorpio season as well as with all that energy, so that's just gonna intensify it. It's like, but shout out to the dude who joined the live. Like I like when people come in the live and they ask me questions like that. Like I don't mind people asking me questions. Like if you have a problem with what I'm doing, or you don't you want to ask me why do I think I respect shit like that. I don't come at shit like that hostile unless you come disrespectfully, then I come disrespect. But if you come just asking, I don't mind asking questions. I'm not gonna be like these people who just go and click you off the live because you say something I don't agree with or I feel like not. I actually like people coming in and asking me why I do the shit I do. Like I don't mind doing that. I actually like callers that come on the live like that. I don't have an issue with that. So shout out to that call. I think it is that Free Diddy dude. I don't. It sound and look like him, man. I'm not crazy. I know when I see somebody, but maybe it was somebody else. I think he's just playing around with me. I think it was him. Oh no, it kind of. But man, it's just kind of my days, man, trying to remain sane. I absolutely hate this place, a lot of irritation to me. So yeah, I feel you, man. Fuck the military. I don't know how you were able to do it that long. Are you still able to get benefits though? Because like since you wasted all that time, I want to say wasted because I'm sure you learned a lot of shit and you got a lot of shit from it. So I don't want to say you wasted no time, but since you were in that military, at least see if you can get the benefits. Like they know they might be able to give you a monthly check, or I don't know, you may have to be in there longer, or like you get some type of benefits with school, or they can pay for your college or whatever, like or something, so you can at least get something out of it. Like don't just at least drain all the resources they give you, drain all that shit. Even if it's like they give you a free, I know they give you free Medicare or something. Go to the chiropractor, or I think they have military insurance. Go to a chiropractor. Go get because those adjustments are expensive. They're like $80 an adjustment. Go to a chiropractor every day for like a few months. Get your spine alignment. Um, get all the fucking use all the Medicare shit. Go to like yoga fitness classes. See if you got military programs that can pay for your yoga fitness class. do something. Like I know they just drain all the motherfuckers for their resources, whether it be school, Medicare insurance, any type of like finance shit. I heard you can even open like I remember back in the day, this is back in 2015, people they used to open up a Navy Federal account or a USAA account. And if you opened up a USAA account, you could have got like 20 racks because with USAA, this is what this I'm not saying you should do this because this is illegal, but back in the day, like around 2015, I don't know if they still do it, but 2016, the only way you could have opened up a USAA or Navy Federal, even to this day, is you have to be in the military. And everybody wants to get a USAA account because if you got one, you can just dump a fake check in there and then for like 20K, and then they will front you to 20K, and you just take the money out, and then by the time the bank realizes that the check is fake, the money's not there. And so a lot of niggas will like go get their military homies, or they'll go open up an account, but you couldn't open one unless you were in the military. So what people used to do is they used to recruit people who were in the military, or like people who didn't care or who didn't know, and say, oh, we could get you 20K if you have a USAA account or Navy Federal. And then they used to hit those accounts, and but it was like gold if you could get one of those accounts. I don't know if I'm pretty sure they changed it, because probably not even, but I'm sure they changed it though. But I remember that. Like if I was in a situation where I was in the military and I left, I'll do that. I'll open up a USA account, hit somebody up, and dump this 20K check in here, get the money, and just be out, and just worry about that shit later. But that's what I would fucking like. But I'm not encouraging anybody to do that shit. I wouldn't do that now, but because that shit is risky, and I don't encourage anyone to do any type of criminal or nothing. Because you just because somebody else does something doesn't mean you do it. Like that's one thing you got to realize. You don't do what other people do. Somebody can go out and commit some type of thing and they get away with it, but then you get caught because maybe the reason they got away with it because their energy was different. They had certain, maybe they had some type of mission or goal or something important where they're not supposed to be in jail. The spirit's like, oh, we're not gonna let you be in jail because you got something important. So this person probably committed a crime and they got away with it because the spirit made sure that they didn't go to jail because they had something important that they need to do. Whereas maybe you needed to go to jail to learn some type of lesson. So it's like that's your, so you don't know what the energy is behind it. So I don't encourage anyone to do just anything. I don't encourage anyone to do anything. Like do what you need to do. Don't just do what somebody else does just because they do it. Like you'll see these people out here. My grandpa lived to be 99 years old, and he drank Coca-Cola and ate hamburgers every day. But that there's people every day you can see that have diabetes and heart attacks at age 60. How many of those people thought like everyone else, oh, I'm gonna eat junk food every day and live to 99, and then by the time they got to 50, got a heart attack? How many people you think are 50 years old with heart attacks and in the hospital that's thought like that, thinking I'm gonna be 99 and I'm gonna eat all the junk food I want, and then they didn't even make it? So you can't do what motherfuckers do. All you know is this is that, and this can possibly happen to you if you do that. So you better operate off that. Then like some things is different. Like if somebody else um worked out and lost weight in 2 months of just eating healthy, that's a good risk. You should try copying them because that's a good. If you eat healthy and work out for 2 months and you're still fat, at least you were healthy. That's a good risk. That's a good thing to copy. But you don't want to copy nothing negative when it comes to something that can harm you. You don't want to take that risk. Only take a risk and copy if it's something positive. Like if I went on a fast and I ate healthy, and you say I want to do that, I could be a breatharian. But then you do it and you don't be a breatharian. That's not a risk because you're still healthy. You learn discipline. You learn how to fast even though you're not a breatharian. But don't take no negative risk. Don't copy people on no negative shit. Copy for something positive and something good. I don't know. I kind of think that channel was an AI channel. I don't know. I think it was kind of an AI because I could be wrong. Because it's kind of weird how. He said this live is lagging pretty bad. It is. There's no reason this life should be lagging. I think that guy's channel was an AI channel. I think that was an AI channel, and that's they're probably lagging this video and this live. He's like, this live is lagging. I don't know. There's no reason this thing should be lagging because he's like, we work with Italians, and man, bro, most Italians are fucking retarded, and motherfuckers do not move. Motherfuckers always in the way. I know Italian people are fucking annoying. Like they're hella annoying. I don't know. Like they just hella loud, obnoxious, and fucking this. Their food is disgusting. Like I don't know. Like Italian people are just hella annoying. Europeans in general, like especially Eastern Europeans, they're really because Eastern Europeans are very loud, obnoxious, and like they're really just they don't shut the fuck up. They're just very annoying. Like when you're dealing with Eastern Europeans, because they're like the more ghetto version of like white people. Like Eastern, they're like the countries where they have the most like poverty and they like in the hood. Like you know how you go to the hood and you see like they're like the hood of like the Europeans, like the East. So when you go to like the Italians and the Slavic people and all these other motherfuckers, like they're hella like annoying and loud and they don't shut the fuck up. Where at least the other Europeans, at least they shut the fuck up and stay out the way. And well, not really because they in the way in terms of government. But you talk about the average person. Yeah, maybe it is your Wi-Fi because I don't know my Wi-Fi. The only time my Wi-Fi was acting bad was when I was in my car. Because when I'm in the car, the internet don't really reach. I don't even make lives anymore. That's why I make my lives here mainly because I don't have my other. I have my government phone. I don't want to. If I go live on that, it's probably gonna be slow, and this is gonna waste my data. Because I'm not. I don't need no real phone. Like save me like 80 $90 a month. So I'm not getting no real phone if I could get a government phone. That one works hella good too. I don't even use my phone that much. I don't know how people like Europe or overseas. Well, the only thing good about Europe is they have better quality food over there. Like the food is much more quality. Like because they can't add they don't add a lot of ingredients and bullshit into their food like they do in the US. So that's probably the only thing. But you're probably in a horrible place in Europe. Last place I went to Europe was the UK. Yeah, but I don't like Europe in general. I don't like that area. I need to go to a place where it's warm and there's like fruit the fruit goes on the trees and it's warm and there's beaches and there's fruit and food that actually grow on the trees. Not Europe. I cannot. Only time I ever be in Europe is to visit family because I got family down there. That's the only time I ever be in Europe is to visit family. Other than that, I would never step foot in fucking that wasteland. You ever watch Skate Your Serpent videos? I don't really watch anybody. When it comes to conscious and spiritual, I don't watch any conscious or spiritual channels really anymore at all. Like I don't like all of it is all like I'm not to say that everything that they say is wrong, but like the can you look at it like everything that say that they everything that these any type of conscious or spiritual channel anything that they say that's correct is not spiritual. It's common sense. And then the shit that they want to go deep about that is so called spiritual is just a bunch of like rhetoric that they've made and that they've gotten. Because you got to see everything that people say on here is all they get it from somewhere. Nobody's actually knowing this shit. The ones like you learn from experience. And what you learn from experience is supposed to carry you over to have more experiences and learn more. So that's really what life is about. Once you start getting into all this like spiritual, new agey type of shit, it's like they're taking the simplistics of life and they're putting tags on it called spirituality. So if I say I'm trying to be myself, then they'll say, oh, your higher self or whatever. They'll say some shit, or it's God. Or if you want to just say, I'm trying to get my shit together, and um, I'm trying to get a house. I'm trying to get some money together. I'm trying to get my situation so I'm not on the streets. They call that the root chakra. You see how they add tags to this shit? You see, or like I want to learn wisdom, knowledge, and through life experience. They call that like the pineal gland. They add tags on shit that has to do with real life. Everything that they talk about within the spiritual community they're getting it from real life. Because if this body didn't exist, first of all, the spirit creates the body, right? So in order for you to even say, think, and feel certain things, you have to have a body. So when they're speaking like, oh, the spiritual realm is this and that, as if the physical realm isn't connected to that. Like you wouldn't even have the physical body if it wasn't for the spirit. But then they try to make it look like the spirit is something more important than the body, which is it's the same shit, because you wouldn't even be using your mouth to even talk or using your mind to even think and all this shit if it wasn't for the spirit. Like it's if the spirit is so important more so than the body, and all of these root chakra and all of these terms and this lingo is so important, then why do we need to have a body and a mind and an experience that's physical to even be able to even use the word chakra? Like I can't hold a crystal if I don't have hands. I can't say the word root chakra if I don't have a lips, mouth, teeth. I can't even use my mind to even think if a spirit didn't create the body to have a brain and a mechanism to think. Like, you see what I'm saying? So a lot of this shit is just bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's why I don't watch too many spiritual videos, because no one knows what they talking about, really. I never heard of that channel, Sacred Serpent, either. Just the name of the channel makes me kind of think of somebody who just lost in a lot of like vocabulary. Like what the fuck is a serpent? Like what's sacred? And like what, like I'm saying, like it's all of these are words. You got to understand, like some it's a word, like a serpent. What is a serpent? Like, oh, a serpent is the knowledge, it's the spine. It's the no motherfucker. Like that's what somebody that's what somebody's interpretation of it was. So there's a fucking white man, preferably a white man who did it. I don't think any other race would do it, because that's all these white people do is like to just mimic shit. So it was probably a man, probably a white man, who when he looked at the spine, or when he looked at knowledge, he thought of a serpent. So they call it the serpent wisdom, or the serpent spine, or the spine is a serpent. And that's not what it is. That's just what he thought it was. So like when you see a lot of this spirituality shit, that's not what life is. That's just what somebody read it with. Like you don't believe the Bible and shit. The Bible has shit, but people say the Bible's true. But that's just what some man wrote in the Bible. So like it's all. That's why I just you gotta be careful like watching too much of this shit. Like look at it like how is this helping you in your physical life get to where you want to be? If it's not, then there's no point of even listening to it. Because a lot of this shit is just there just to make people feel good, like a preacher in the choir. It's like somebody preaching to the choir at church. They just want to feel good and tell me what I want to hear, and but does it really mean anything? Okay. Yeah, Europe's overrated. Broken buildings, poverty, war. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Faking the chick. Yeah, I don't advise nobody to do fake no chat. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. It's like they got new systems to track that. Now people do that every day. The same system they had. They've always tracked people down doing it, and usually when they like, it's not that they have new systems, because if they had any new systems, why does it happen every day? So it's you can get caught doing it, but you could have got caught doing it back then, just like you could right now. It's not nothing that's like more new or updated. If it was updated and new, you wouldn't even be able to do it no more, because it will like they'll pick a stop to it. Most of us U.S. troops all agree that most of the times we work are absolutely rude, disrespectful as fuck. Yeah, I don't like fucking Italian people really. Oh, I don't like. I just don't like people in general, but they are hella annoying. At first, I thought it was just me, but no, more of my guys kept having complaints about them. Yeah, because in those Eastern European countries, it's more culturally acceptable to like to voice your opinion and shit. Like that's probably another good reason why guns don't exist in those countries, because a lot of people probably be shot the fuck up, because like out there people just they don't know how to mind their business, and they'll like going like out here, if there's somebody who's racist, they shut the fuck up. But like if I was like in Italy or one of these Eastern European countries, they would make it known that they don't fuck with black people. Like that's just how the culture is in Eastern Europe. Like they're more blatantly like in your face on some bullshit. They don't know how to get personal space. They stare a lot. They talk very loud, very rude customers, and don't follow basic rules. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Like they're more blatantly just disrespectful. Yeah, but it is not even an issue to me, because I'd never ever have no fascination with going to Europe or Italy for that matter. Like I've never looked at Italy as a beautiful place. Like that's just my opinion, though. Not to say it isn't or it is, but it just that's my opinion. I've never looked at Italy as a place I need to go and visit, and it's always seemed freaking dirty and dingy to me. Like Rome has never really been like a place I need to visit. You think their women are fine as shit. For women, it's fine as shit. Any place you go, any place you go, you can find some fine ass women. Any country, yeah. Any place that has women, you're gonna find some fine ass women. So I'm sure there was fine women there. Every country I've been to, there's been fine ass women. Chance, you're the only channel with a spiritual. I cut every spiritual channel off. Chance also something up. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. I can't watch any other spiritual channels too. Like, not to say that other people like I'm the only one speaking spiritual. I'm not saying that. It just I just can't watch other people. But most people, I'll say 99% of people aren't speaking on spiritual shit. There are some channels out there that are spiritual that do speak information, and so I'm not talking about them. But 99% of channels is bullshit out there. Like they don't like it's all based upon um, just feeling good. It's not based upon any action or doing anything or common sense. It's just about what can I do to try to cheat my way, or not even cheat my way, but trying to ignore all the physical things I need to do, but just like say affirmations and meditate and have crystal. Like it's all just bullshit. It's nobody's ever telling you like the real work you got to actually do. Like it's all just shit to make you feel good. That's why I don't even watch a lot of these channels no more. I just it baffles me as like the amount of bullshit I used to watch back in the day. Like I used to just watch fucking bullshit. I'm like, how the fuck did I even watch this crap? And nowadays, when you really look at a lot of these spiritual channels, like they're not even really talking about like spiritual shit. Really, it's just about what the government's doing, or the government's making fake IDs and what AI is, how AI can benefit you, and Bitcoin, and Donald Trump is signing this bill into law. Like, it's just useless shit that's not important. That's all they talk about, really. And the government shut down so people, and then they're having fuck those government shutdowns. Those government shutdowns, they've been having them shit since fucking for years. Like, who gives a fuck about no government shutdown? Like, the government shutting it down. It's like, oh, we're having a government shutdown. Okay, you're shutting it down. I'm not in charge of it shutting down. The average person, they're not in charge of it. So if the government's shutting down, that means the government wants to shut down. Like, that's not no shutdown. That just means that they don't feel like operating for that specific time. Like, they try to make it look like, oh, the government's shutting down. Like, it's something on some. It's not like it. Like they act like it's some natural occurrence. Oh, the government's shutting down. Okay, whoever runs the government is shutting it down. Like, if I decide to shut my house from anybody coming in, that's my decision. Like, no one's gonna sit there and be like, oh, Chauncey was shutting his house down so nobody comes in. And like, no, I shut it down because I felt like it. The government's shutting down because they feel like it. The fuck? Like, why is that even such a big, like, people try to make it, not to say you're doing it, but people make it look like it's such an important thing. Like, the government's doing what they want to do. I don't give a fuck what they do. It's their government. They want to shut it down, then they can shut it down. Like, they try to be like, oh, we're shutting the government down. Pay attention to us. Like, bitch, I don't care. Shut it down. It's like like a bitch that you with, some fucking female. I'm gonna stop coming to your house and giving you attention. It's like, bitch, go ahead. I just go get another bitch. Or I'm gonna stop letting you use my car, but yet you have a car. Or her car is fucking broken. It's like, bitch, no one cares. Yeah, yeah. Mysterio said it. Government shut down, but niggas gotta still clock in. So the government isn't shut down. You still gotta pay taxes. I remember they shut the government down back in like 2018 or 17, one of those years. But yet, they were still. You still have to go to school, or they still were paying like the employees. No, no. At one point, they shut down the government, but then they were still gonna pay the federal employees. I guess they stopped paying them, but then like they started paying them again. Like, it was some weird shit that went on. I think they were like, no, you have to still pay taxes. Like, you still have to file your tax returns. Because I remember they shut the government down one time in January, but you still have to file taxes. But isn't the government part of the IRS and all that shit? Like, it's weird, man. You still have to pay taxes, but then you still got to go to work. The police still can arrest your ass. Go commit a crime when the government shut down. Just like when the pandemic happened. You have to stay in the house. You have to stay 6 feet apart because of quarantine. All of that shit. But for some reason, that shit was all that was exempt to homeless people. You couldn't even go to Six Flags because you would have infected the world from going to Six Flags. You couldn't even go to the club because you would have infected the world. But a homeless person could still live in a tent and still like sleep on the ground. When it came to homeless people, like, nobody, that was the first time you never heard anyone talk about homeless people. Why, when the pandemic happened, a fucking a kid couldn't even go to school in an enclosed environment, and they said they had to stay home. But then for some reason, I hope that you didn't see no homeless people being taken off the street. If you were homeless during the pandemic, you still could have been on the street. They didn't, for some reason, when it came to a regular average soccer mom going to the grocery store or going to the Six Flags, that was a problem. You have to wear a mask. You can't do this. But when it comes to a homeless person on the street, not having nowhere to live, somehow that wasn't gonna affect the whole pandemic and get people more sick. That's how you could tell it was fake, because if they put the same type of recommendations as the regular person on the homeless people, they would have had to house all the homeless people. And you know the government doesn't want to do that shit. So like that's where they kind of fucked up with the pandemic. It was funny because it's like they tried to make you take it serious, but even like if you had common sense, you'd be like, but why aren't the homeless housed? Because if a homeless is on the street, the homeless people are the most dirtiest people who spread the most bacteria. So they should be the first ones housed and shit. And they talk about first responders, the doctors and the grocery store workers. Show them your respect. What about the homeless people? They didn't even have a house to fucking stay in, and the government didn't even give them no house. What about all those people on Section 8 who was waiting? They should have been like, oh, you're number one. Everybody's number one on the list. Here's your house because of the pandemic. Like, you see how like they ignored that, so you could tell it was fake. They only want to use that shit for the. Like, that's why I never had respect for that dumbass stupid shit. You got on somebody's case. People got fired because and lost their job, and they just certain shit happened to people. People even lost relationships with their family and shit over this dumbass shit. But yeah, let's just say you're homeless. Like somehow it's okay. Like it's weird. That shit's funny as fuck, man. That's the good spot when the government is full of shit. Because there's certain things within this system that they can't fix, that they can't provide a solution to, because if they do, it will be a threat to their system. Like that's why there has to be homeless people and shit. Because if they house all the homeless people, then that's less money going into the pockets of these political government people. So they can't house homeless people because that's less money going into their pocket. Not to say that they can't, because everybody can have a place to live and house, but that takes time, energy, money, and that's money, time, and energy that they don't want to give to the homeless. So that's how you can tell when the government's full of shit. Because if it was something that was real, the way there's certain things that happen in life when something is real. Like if I put a gun to your head, you're gonna show certain emotions that you can't fake. But if me and you are playing a prank, and I tell you I'm gonna put this gun to your head, act fake, and I do it, no matter how fake you act that we're robbing, it's not gonna be the same as if I actually put a gun to your head, because there's certain things when something is real that happens, it has to play out. So this is how you can spot the government being full of shit. Is because Mysterio said, people still have to go to work. So you already know the government shutdown was bullshit, because if it was shut down, there would be no police on the street. Everyone couldn't go to work. So even though they say, well, whatever excuse they say, well, it's because people got to go to work, you're going to shut the fuck up. That means it's really not that much of a problem. And why are you even telling me the government shut down? Just shut the government down. Because think about it. If you're telling me the government shut down, it should be the government shut down. There's going to be no firefighter, police services, and nobody's going to go to work. That's a reason to tell me the government shut down. But if you tell me the government shut down and everything is still normal in my motherfucking life, why tell me the government shut down? Just fucking shut down and let me live my life, because nothing changed. Like it's all like the political show. It's like this is what kind of pisses me off, is because everything the government does is out of just ego and their emotions. Like you got a lot of mentally ill, narcissistic, traumatized, triggered people in government, and every fucking thing they do on the news, from these wars to this playing with people's money, is all because of they're just triggered, they're upset and they're angry, and like they're just in their feelings. Like it's crazy. So now you got people dying, going to jail for life because you got somebody in their feelings. And it's like they're just hurting themselves, because like they're gonna have to answer to that. You can't just do shit like that and like think everything's good. That's not how life works. Like you have to pay for that. You gotta answer for that shit, nigga. You think you're gonna just sit there and just be a demon, and you think you're gonna get away with it? And like a lot of them, like I feel like a lot of them, they already know, they know that's gonna happen, but like they're so deep in it, you can't go back. So they just rationalize how it's not gonna happen to them. Because like you have to like rationalize, because if you don't rationalize, you're gonna live your life in fear and stress. So they have to rationalize, like, well, it's not gonna happen to us because of this and that and the people. believe it, and no, that's not how it fucking works. But then, like, because they have to rationalize so it can kind of mitigate the stress and the depression and the torment that they're going to be feeling, like, to make themselves feel better.
What are your consequences of opinions? I said it earlier, but like pretty much, like people just are just gonna fail at life. Like most people just fail because nobody wants to do what they have to do. And then when you don't do what you have to do, then you just try to rationalize and why you don't need to do it. Like everyone wants to, they want to figure out like a shortcut or like you see on TikTok how they have life hack. Like everything's about a hack or how to do this without doing this, how to lose weight quick, how to get rich quick. Everything's about like doing something without putting in the work. Like all these get rich quick schemes. It's like the same thing. You see all these get rich quick schemes, but yeah, ain't nobody rich like that. And then when you see the people who are rich, even if you're like somebody who like me, when I'm around people who have money or I talk to them or I see their energy, people who like got it from the mud from ground zero to like a million, from $0 to $1 million. When I see these people or when I talk to these people in my life, I can tell by their energy that they did not get rich overnight. I can see it by the way they talk, the way they act, that they did not get rich overnight. It took them, it was a certain amount of time. Like that's why people fail at life, because not even just with money, but even with health, with being just getting to the position you want. It takes time. It takes like it's a lifelong thing you got to do. And if you don't believe me, you think I'm just saying it, why aren't most people successful? Why don't you see most people really out there successful? Because they didn't put the time and energy into it. Like you got to put time into shit. Like even to be a failure, you have to put time. If you're a 40-year-old person because 40 is the age where you pretty much fail at life or you're prospering. Like your 30s is like the last decade where it's going to determine if you're going to be a failure or not. 99% chance. So what was I saying? Chance. Fuck, I missed my point. I had another point, but I said when you're 40, like something about you're 40, you gotta. But there's something I said before that, but whatever. Yeah, most people just gotta fail at life, pretty much. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, most people just gotta fail at life. Yeah, damn. I forgot what I was saying. Let me see if I can go on my phone. I hate this phone. This phone is so fucking slow, man. Like, it's not slow, but it's this. It's not slow, but when I'm trying to do something quick, it's slow. They didn't put the time and energy. Oh yeah, okay, I get what I was saying. They didn't put the time and energy into like even to be a failure. It takes time and energy. Everything you do, it takes time. If you're a failure at age 40, you're gonna be like, let's say if you're a failure, a 40-year-old failure and a 20-year-old failure, which is more of a failure? The 40-year-old one. And we're not talking in terms of, oh, the 20-year-olds, he has life in prison, and the 40-year-old, he's working at McDonald's. I'm talking about, let's just say they both failed in the same aspect of life. Let's just say somebody is in their 20s and they're working at some place they don't want to work. And somebody's in their 40s and they work in some place they don't want to work. The 40-year-old is going to be in a fucking worse position because he's had more years being working at a place they don't want to work. So to be a failure, take the longer you're a failure, the more you're a failure. The more you're doing something positive and you're on the right path, the better you're going to have results. So it goes both ways. To be an extreme failure, it takes work. To be an extreme prosperous, in alignment person, that takes work. Both ends. It's the same shit. Both ends. So like don't just look at it like, oh, it's hard to be a failure. You gotta go through so many negative experiences and ass whippings and full moon scenarios to your 40 to be an ultimate failure. Just like on the vice versa, it may be harder to be positive, a positive person, because you got to actually put in more like diligent work and voluntary effort versus just being a failure. You just got to just not do what you're supposed to do, but it still takes time and energy on both aspects because you're accumulating energy. Like even with this whole full moon shit, like they tell you the new, like you have these dumbass astrologers tell you, oh, the new moon is when you manifest, and the full moon is when you culmination when the moon's waxing and waning. That is true, but they're not taking into effect, like, let's just say we're gonna have a full moon in Taurus in November, the first week of November. People are just gonna be like, oh, when the new moon comes to Scorpio, I'm gonna do something, and then by the new full moon. No, that's not how it works, nigga. It works like that, yeah, but you gotta also remember the last full moon, the last new moon, since the full moon's gonna be in Taurus. So when the new moon was in Taurus in May, that's a 6 month grand scale culmination. So you have the 2 week full moon, and then you have the 6 month new. So the new moon in May and the full moon in November, that's a culmination as well. Not just, oh, the new moon Scorpio on the October 21st and then the full moon November. That's just 2 weeks. But you also have the 6 months, you have the year, you have the other aspects as well. You have there's different things. So if you just, let's just say when the new moon comes on Scorpio and you put in energy, and then by the time the full moon comes, you still have a full moon scenario, and you're complaining like, well, I put in the work. No, you're behind because you should have been doing shit the last new moon, the last full moon, and not even just like, there's different other aspects, like when Saturn went into Aries and then it just left. There should have been something you working on there. So when Saturn is opposing Venus in Pisces, or when Saturn, like it's different placements that you gotta like focus on. Is it not just the 2 weeks? So if you figure, like, if that shit ain't working for you, you're still having full moon scenarios, and you said I'm putting in the work, it's because maybe 6 months ago you were on some bullshit. So you can't just be like, oh, 2 weeks, and then no, like there's different even the prior full moon last month, you should have been doing something. The one before that, you should have been doing something. When the moon went into fucking Pisces, or the Saturn went into Pisces, that's a whole nother cycle that you gotta get into. And it's not just the full moons. It's when Saturn gets into a sign, Saturn stays there for 2 years. So if Saturn gets into Pisces, which was in 2023, if you actually did something, Saturnian energy is discipline and just hard work and getting your shit together. If you did something from 2023 all the way into 2026 February, where it leaves for good, Saturn would give you a big ass gift if you put some diligent effort into it. You'll see some. It wouldn't happen on exactly that day, but throughout the whole Saturn and Pisces from 2023 to 2026, things will be happening to you. And within that, you'll see tests. Maybe when Saturn was squaring the sun, like in June or December, when usually it occurs, there may be a test where it's like it's testing you to see if you really want it, and then you may be feeling like all hope is lost, but it really wasn't. It was a test. So when you make it through all those tests and you come out the end, and that's the Saturn one though. People just look at the full moon, and they got other ones. They got Jupiter, they got Mars. Mars comes around every 2 years. At least it comes back to a sign every 2 years. But I want to say 30s is the last year. But when I say 40s, like, because when you get to your 40s, your late 30s, 40s, it's not that you don't have opportunities. It's just your mind. People in their 40s tend to just give up. Because when I see people that are failures in their 40s, it's not that they don't have an opportunity. It's just they give up, because once you get to that age, especially in your 40s, and you get close to that, especially if you're a failure, you tend to have a resentment and give up in life. Not because nothing works and there's no opportunity. I don't want you to think, no, dude, you can still become prosperous in your 40s. But the way when you get to that age, the odds are very likely that you're going to be so stuck in your ego and so stubborn. Like they say, an old dog can never learn new tricks. It's not that they can't, it's just it's very hard. So when you get to 40s, you're like an old dog, and you don't want to, you get stuck in your ways. So anybody who presents you with something, you think that it's not going to work because your whole life has been met with failure. So this is the age most people give up, and they just say fuck it, and they rationalize why they don't need to do what they need to do. Or most people would just find other ways to, they hope they win the lottery. They hope magically something happens. So they're more in a hoping energy. They're not actually trying because they're so desperate to want to become successful at the expense of not doing shit. All they can do is hope. So this is where it comes in. I don't want you to think that there's no opportunities at that age. It's just you lose your charisma, not charisma, but you lose your motivation. Your motivation takes a huge dip for most people, and that's why they tell you to, when they say the older you get, the harder it gets. It's not that it's harder because of you physically can't do it. It could be if your health, but it's more your mind, because your mind gets more like you get stuck in your way because your subconscious rules your reality. It's control of it. Like so, most of the shit you do every day is because you're subconscious. That's why a lot of you guys say, "I want to quit doing this. I need to start doing this. I want to start doing," and you can never do it. Like 3 months pass and you still haven't done it because your subconscious still wants to do that. Your conscious mind is saying, "I want to do this," but subconsciously you don't want to do it. That's why it's playing out as so by the time you get to that age 40, your subconscious is programmed with doing the same bullshit for so long, it's harder to change it. So you're more ingrained into doing that. And when you have external factors in life, like having to have responsibilities, that just makes it even more harder, where people would just give up in life. That's why I say that, is because mentally it's like people just get stuck, and then all they can do is hope and wish that the world gets that their situation gets better. Yeah. But it doesn't matter what age you are, you still have the opportunity. Especially the only time that even happens to people are people that are like retarded. Like if you're intelligent, you watch my channel, you always know what you got to do. You're never in a state where you don't know. These are people who are just very lost into the world. Maybe they went to college, they went to school, or they worked a 9 to 5 their whole life that they don't like. They got all these responsibilities like family that they don't give a fuck about, that they are forced out. Like people like that. That's what they say. Oh, it's a midlife crisis. There ain't no midlife fucking crisis. They just realize like they just wasted their time, and that's why you have to know what you got to do in life. No one's gonna tell you what you need to do. Society is only gonna tell you what's gonna make society better, and it really is not even making it better. It's just making it flow in a certain way. So because in order for this system to keep running, people got to participate in it. So they don't care about your well-being. They just care that you're generating energy for the system. And I'm not saying that I'm not telling people to be lazy, but this system doesn't give you nothing. You don't get no outcome. You only get income. When you go to work, you're getting income. You're not getting outcome. So when I go work at a construction site, I'm not gonna live in the building that I'm working on. I'm getting paid chump change so I can go pay rent and pay water and shit. That's income. Getting outcome is I work at the construction
and I get to live at the place I work at. I get free water because I need water to even build that building. How can you build a building without water? How can you build a building without having some form of electricity or having I need a car because I need to get here every day. So shit like that should be free. That's outcome. But this system doesn't have us doing that. Doesn't have you guys doing it. It has motherfuckers working for income, so they pay you some chump change, and then you go and do whatever you want with that money, and then you have to go give that little ass money. You got to go out and pay for expensive ass rent. Like they're quick to call people lazy, but it's like it's not even that people are lazy. Why in the fuck is an apartment $3,000 a month? That's retarded. An apartment should be no more than like a few $100s a month for at least a 2-bedroom. And they pay you money. Any job, if you work at McDonald's, they pay you a reasonable wage, and for you to take that money and be able to pay your few $100s a month rent and live in a normal 2-bedroom. That's not asking for fucking much. That should be at least the basics, the minimum. Pay people a sufficient amount of money, lower the price, makes sense. Why the fuck is shit so expensive? And then if somebody doesn't want to work and participate in that shit, that's a problem. That's the dumbest shit ever. It's not even about being lazy. It's about the system is retarded, but they want to call people lazy for not giving their energy to that. And like in certain cases, that's why I can see how certain people just say fuck it and they just want to just be homeless or live in their car or whatever. Like in some cases, it actually is an easier life doing that. Imagine somebody working 16 hours a day and then they come home just to go to bed for spend like 3 hours doing nothing but scrolling just to go to bed and wake up and do the same shit. You're damn near homeless because you're not even in the house to enjoy. You don't even get to be at the house you want to be at. You're out here out working every fucking day. You don't even get to enjoy the money, and all the money you do get is going to bills and taxes and rent. So at that case, the only difference between being homeless is you're not working. At least when you're homeless, you ain't working. When you're in that type of situation, that rat race, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the only difference from being homeless is you're working somewhere for 16 hours. And people say, well, at least you have a place to sleep and this and that at the expense of 16 hours. Some people, they look at that and be like, I'd rather just live in my car. I'd rather live in a tent. I'd rather be homeless than work 16 hours just so I can make ends meet. Because that's how much hours you're going to have to be working if you're not living with anybody and you're just doing it on your own. So some people are like, because there's homeless people I see, and they look at like, I actually enjoy my freedom now. Like this one nigga, he has his social security. He lived out his car. And I guess he got a divorce from the wife and he had to pay like child support. They were taking money from his social security. He had to pay that and all this other shit. And he's like, I'd rather just live out my car. It saves me money. That's what he told me. It's a Filipino nigga. He's like, I'd rather just live out my car because I have to pay this bitch money. And she's still calling me, asking me for extra money. He has kids with the bitch, so he was like one of the nice people. Like he actually had a relationship with the girl still, because I don't know what happened, but he was at least still like talking to her and shit. He's like, she's the mother of my kids, and he was cool with his kids, so he was still able to like start still talking to them, but. She was still asking for money and shit. And I'm like, he was just living out his car and shit. And his wife was like, he told me his wife would tell him to go look for work, but yet she's asking for child support and she's getting it. So all his social, like, why the fuck do you care if he's working? And like, he's paying the child support from his disability, you stupid greedy bitch. And you have the audacity to tell him to go look for work. And the house that she's living in, that he's not living in, because they divorced, he helped pay for that house. And yet she's still asking for money. That's how fucking retarded this shit. And then people wonder why some people rather just be homeless. I'm not saying you should, but I don't blame anyone for doing that. It's just crazy. Like, and I look at like, and they be like, well, this person, they're doing it. Well, any person that I see that's working 16 hours a day and they're out there barely making ends meet and they're doing that, that's because they want to do that. When I talk to them and when I look at them,
they like working. They probably have a life path forward. They probably got a Capricorn sun. Um, what's that called? Fucking what's that fucking sign called? Capricorn sun. Fuck. What's the fucking sixth house? The sixth house moon. Virgo. Virgo moon. Capricorn sun. Fucking Taurus ascendant. All Earth shit. That's the reason they probably like working. So and they got a life path forward on top of it all. That's the reason they like working. So and I bet you go to anybody who's working those many hours, you're gonna see some similarity. Like they enjoy doing it, they like doing it, and they probably they probably tourist all out through their chart. So if they could be fucking their whole paycheck goes straight to the government, as long as they have a place to stay, that's what matters to them, because they got a whole bunch of Taurus and Earth in their chart. So they could be broke and going through the most horrible situations. As long as they have a roof or they have some type of income coming in, like there's nothing wrong with that. That's their chart. That's their what they are. And if they're happy, then that's good. But for somebody who doesn't want to do that, some people like they have that in their chart where even if they're broke and they don't have money, the fact that they have money coming in, even though it's going back out, they enjoy it. They enjoy working. Some people like waking up in the morning and going to work. Even if there's some people, even if they were to still get paid the same amount of money and not have to go to work, they will still choose to go to work. There's people like that out there. People don't assume everyone thinks like you and thinks a certain way. But my problem is imposing that shit on everyone. And they're like, oh, well, if people don't work, then society won't be built. How would you have? Bitch, I don't need that shit. At the end of the day, all you really need is food and shelter, and you don't need to do all that to have that. I don't need an Xbox. I don't need no TV. I don't need social media. I don't need all that shit. Get rid of all that. If it means me not having to work, you get rid of video games, social media, you get rid of processed food, go for it. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I'll throw away the video games and the iPhone 7 and all this other bull. I throw away all that shit if it meant not having to work. All we need is the basic necessities. Get rid of all of that shit. They sit there and assume that I'm sitting, oh, you wouldn't have the things you have and the luxury. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. Throw that shit out if it meant us not having to do that. What you think it's a... Wait. The people that's the most into scientific logic with no healthy medium of creativity, the most retarded white man. Exactly, for real. He's right about that. Like every person I see that talks about all this science and logic, and don't get me wrong, like logic is where you need it. Like there's a specific place and time for that. Like if I'm trying to build a gaming rig for my computer and I need to know what GPU, should I go with the 5090 or the 5070 Ti, or how much fucking Intel processing power do I need? Then okay, we can use scientific logic, bitch. But if we're not talking about something like that or how to build a fucking Lamborghini engine, you can get the fuck out of there. Don't bring that into anything having to do with my spirituality, how to wipe my ass, or anything about life in general and what life should be. Keep that where it's supposed to be at. Like I'll go get Geek Squad if I need somebody to help me put my TV on my wall and tell me what type of resolution is best suited fit for my living condition. Like then I go to Best Buy and get Geek Squad. But bitch, we don't need no Geek Squad to learn about life. So where that shit is needed, it can be needed. But you are right though. A lot of people, they do have that type of mentality. That's why every single white person that talks about spirituality doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. There's no one white person on this internet that I know that talks about spirituality that it doesn't sound like a fucking buffoon. There's none. Every white person that talks about spirituality is a fucking retard. Like I don't mean this as any racist or disrespect. Not to say white people are dumb and retarded, because obviously, like I said, if I need to help building a gaming rig, then I'm gonna go hit some white people up. They know how to build the best one and what to do and shit. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that, but when it comes to spirituality, they don't know shit.
And then even the ones that want to talk that they know something, they're always, because every white person you see that's into spirituality, they always shave their head. They're always into like some Buddhist monk. They got a fucking Indian Arabic attire, like those little fucking skirts, costumes that they be wearing, Indian skirts with the fucking shaved Buddha monk head, and then they have their fucking hands like they're praying to Jesus, and they always like to say namaste, whatever the fuck that shit's called, namaste. They do be like namaste. I think it's like namaste or namaste, whatever the fuck they like. Why you always gotta use namaste? The fuck is a namaste, nigga? Like dumbass shit. Like is that your language? Did you make that word up? You didn't. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me that word. And be like, well, you don't know your language, bitch. I don't use English to try to use words like namaste. I use English to get my message across and to just be in this world. And if I gotta hustle and I gotta negotiate, because if one of my buyers on eBay asks me a question about a product expiration date, then I have to use English to respond so I can be able to secure that sale. So that's why I use English for. I don't use it to say stupid shit like namaste and think I'm somebody holier than thou. The Buddhist monks and this, like, shut the fuck up. Buddhist monks didn't do nothing but sit on their fucking ass all day. Not to say there's anything wrong with a Buddhist monk, but we're not gonna act like a Buddhist monk changed the world or did anything. They just did for them, and there was nothing wrong with that. They try to make it look like it's some type of shit, like ascended masters and shit. All these stupid niggas saying all these, the Brug Levada, they be saying all these chants. And like, you don't even know what the fuck you're saying, nigga. You just keep chanting this Indian, Arabic fucking chant that you don't even know what it means. You could be chanting some negative shit that don't even have nothing to do with you, like, or it doesn't resonate with your spirit. Like, you don't be just chanting anything. I would never say no fucking chant. No Indian chant. Not to say like that's not my culture. I don't fuck with that shit. See, so that's all white people to do. They'll go to like a fucking, oh, I'm gonna go take a pilgrimage trek to India and go to the promised land and eat some fucking goat curry and pray in an ashram. Fuck out of here. Like, and they think that's supposed to be something spiritual, but yet they say don't be physical, but yet you gotta wear that dusty ass garment that you call a fucking robe. You go into fucking India to go eat some fucking disgusting ass goat curry that they cook with their feet. And you go fucking in that dirty ass ashram, those stinking ass incense, nigga. Like, put that shit out, nigga. There's too much smoke in my motherfucking eye. All those fucking incense getting in my fucking eye and shit. Breathing in all that those fumes. They'd be, oh, weed is bad for you. Smoking is bad for you, but you got a whole fucking chain smoking machine of incense. Like, that's not going into your fucking lungs. They're supposed to be. I'm not saying you shouldn't use incense, but nigga, that's smoke going to your fucking lungs. Like, I don't want that shit. Breathing in that shit all the fucking time. Unless it stinks. Then that's like I can see as a deodorizer. He said, "What do you think, Chauncey is? What do you think, Chauncey? It's a question. Is internet brainwash culture making people?" Yeah, definitely it is. It is. Internet could be used for good, but it also could be used for negative. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying the internet is all bad and everything, because like if you're hungry and you need to find out what you need to eat and you want to use DoorDash to have somebody deliver you some fucking like jerk chicken or some shit, then the internet can be good. If you need help trying to find directions to go to DMV so you can get your license renewal so you don't get pulled over, then the internet can be good. So I'm not saying the internet is always bad, but 99% of the content on here is fucking retarded. Like, all this TikTok shit is stupid. Like, why the fuck? Like, TikTok should be banned. Like, they said they were gonna ban TikTok. I knew they weren't gonna ban it because like that would like they never ban anything that actually needs to be banned. Anything that's banned doesn't need to be banned for the most part. If you really look at it, like the only thing I can say that's probably needs to be banned that's banned is killing people and raping people. But other than that, they don't ban nothing that needs to be banned. So why would they ban TikTok? TikTok's the most degenerate dumb shit. And it's funny when they were gonna ban it like last year, you had all these stupid niggers come out of the nigger conscious committee. Oh, they're trying to ban TikTok because TikTok has the most. No, TikTok is the most degenerate, dumbest shit ever. Like, if I had a child, they can learn more from Nick Jr. than fucking TikTok. TikTok is. I would actually beat the shit out of my kids if I had any. If they were even on social. That's why I don't even want to have kids because they wouldn't be able to be on social media. And most like that's why even if you guys are gonna have children, look at the women you have children with. You got to make sure the woman is on par with you. Because I remember, like, there was a time. This was back in the. It just pretty much you. I don't want to keep saying shit that doesn't really relate to shit, but if you have any kids, you want to make sure they relate to you because you have children. You got to understand, like, it ain't really your kid. First of all, it's the female. First of all, it's the state's child. The way they have shit. Unless you really know how to like create your own shit, which it's mostly the state's gonna control it. Then it's the female. So like that's why I couldn't have kids because I like most bitches are stupid nowadays. Like if for me to be like I don't if I had kids I'd be like I don't want them to watch social media. I don't want them to eat GMO. That's like a punishment nowadays. Like, oh, you're trying to punish them. They can't. Everybody watches TikTok. Everybody okay. Then that's why I don't want to have fucking children because most females, they're unless the female is on par with what you're gonna do, never have kids with any female unless they're on par with you. So that's why I couldn't even have because I wouldn't even allow any kids I have to even watch fucking TikTok or social media for that fucking matter because it's like it fucks the mind up. It fucks the mind up. It like it literally rots the mind. They and I'm not just saying it. The people at Instagram, the people at Facebook and Meta, wherever, they these are very like these people are mentally ill because you got to understand when I tell you that social media is brain rot. You gotta understand the people who make social media. They're the most brain rot people because they make it. Like if a chef has a kitchen and he cooks food, the least hungry person is going to be the chef because he's the one making the food. Everybody else is going to always be more hungry than the chef because they got to go out and get it. The chef can just make the food. He owns the food. He owns the resources. You see what I'm saying? So whoever's making the social media is going to have all the negative things of the social media at the utmost. So when I talk about social media is retarded, whoever is operating, controlling, and making the social media, making the algorithm, those people are the most mentally sick. They're the most fucked up. These are the people who make the AI. These people are like they're crazy, like they're fucking like mentally disturbed. They have a mental illness, but they have money, they have a certain position and like influence to a degree where they can hide behind that. So they can easily make you look like you're crazy, make you look like you're doing something wrong by changing the algorithm. Make you like you see what I'm saying? You're the one like make you look like you're the one who has a problem because they can make a fake AI video of some fake race war, some fake black AI video and a fake white AI video and have them say some racist shit. Like they'll have like a black person say some shit they know that's gonna upset white people, or they'll have some white racist people say some shit that they know is gonna upset black people, and they just put that shit out there like they have to fucking like they just do some weird shit, and it's like they make a lot of this shit is fake, and they make all of that shit up, and then they have the audacity to try to be like, oh, this, like yeah, even I'm on my feed, and then every time I be on my feed, I see like a little, it'll be like a pro, you know, because on Facebook, you used to have to like or subscribe to a page for them to show you the content. Now you don't even have to like it; they could just say pages you might like to follow. So they'll always put bullshit in your algorithm. I don't know how to turn it. It's funny how you can erase your search history, but you can't erase your algorithm history. Why can't you erase your algorithm history? I want to erase my algorithm. I want to make my. Why can't I tailor my algorithm to what I want to see? Why does the algorithm have to make the algorithm? Why can't I make my own algorithm? Why can't I write into my algorithm, show me about cars, show me about astrology videos? Why can't I type what I want in the algorithm? Why does the algorithm have to look up based upon what I see? Just because I watch something doesn't mean I like doing it. So I was scrolling down my fucking feed, and it's like I seen this like little girl's face, like a little kid's face, and I'm like, I automatically knew it was gonna be some bullshit. And I'm like, a little girl gets killed by mother in her home by locked in the bathroom or some dumbass shit. I'm like, why are they showing me this? These are the type of people you got. Not to say the story was fake, because let's just say it's a real story. If the story is real, why do I need to know? The mother is obviously being caught. She's been caught. They have her in jail. She's arrested. That should solidify even more why I don't need to know, because the case is already closed. If the mother's in jail, the child's already dead, nobody should know about that. Have the court in privacy, the family and the victims of the family of both ends, that should be the only one who knows. Why the fuck do I need to know that? That right there, that's like an attack. You should be insulted by that, because they're trying to get you to feel some type of way. They're trying to anger you. They're trying to make you feel like this world is fucked up. No, it's not the world. They're fucked up. Even if you want to look at the reason the mother killed the girl, it's because of the system. Not to say the mother shouldn't go to jail. The bitch should go to jail, but the system also, they're responsible. This every crime, every negative thing that happens in the system, the people who create the situation, it goes to them as well. They don't know that. They don't believe that. They don't think, because they're not spiritual. The people who run the system, they don't believe in anything. They don't believe in spirituality like you do. They use spirituality, they use religion to control you, but they don't believe in anything. The only thing they believe in is do whatever the fuck you want, and that they're in control. See what I'm saying? So they don't. That's why they. This is why they do the stupid shit they do, because they don't believe it's gonna. But they don't understand, like, every negative thing that happens to somebody. This is why, like, a lot of the people who are in this system, like the people who are in government, they got like so much heaviness on their soul, because everything negative you do, you have to answer for. So when you come to the people who create this whole system, they have so much negativity on their heart, because every single rape, murder, every single time somebody goes broke and gets evicted, every negative thing as a result of the system, it's on their heart that they have to answer for. So this is going to lead to a situation where their spirit can't come back here no more, because it's too much shit for you to have to deal with. You can't deal with it, because every day thousands of things are happening. People getting dying, people raping, all of that. The people who create the system, they have to answer to that. All the people that go on social media that get affected, they have to answer that. Not to say that if you go out and kill somebody, you're not going to go pay for it. No, a person who kills somebody, they're going to have to answer it too. But no matter, even a pedophile, like let's say a regular guy, he's a regular person, he's not in the government, he's a pedophile, he's a serial killer, and he's a pedophile. Even though he's going to go to a deep hell, it's not going to be deeper than the people in government who create the situation for him. So even that guy who's a serial killer pedophile, if he isn't in the government, he was just acting on his retardation, he's going to go to a deep hell, but not as much as the people who run the system. They're going to go to even deeper, because they gave him the platform to do that. They gave him the thoughts and everything. Not to say he's not responsible and he's not going to get punished. I'm not saying that. So all you idiots, oh, you're letting know they're gonna still get punished, but they're not gonna be as bad as, because there's nobody that's more evil, wicked, and corrupt than the people within these political seats. There's nothing worse you can do. This is why they have to create their own system to make it look like you're the bad person, such as throw you in jail for life. That has nothing to do with God or the religion or spiritual. Oh, fuck, it has to do with their religion, because the religion's fake, but has nothing to do with spirituality or God when they throw you in jail for life. It's because that's what they want you to do. So they want you to think, oh, see, you're a bad person, you're in jail for life. No, that's because you sent me there. At the end of the day, you can throw somebody in jail for life. When they die, they still at least. I'd rather be in jail for life and die and be able to still have my soul and spirit than have everything in the world and not be in jail, but then it's your last life. You're not coming back here again. Like you're gonna be, and it's not like they're not coming back. Like they're just gonna be in a world where it's like it's fucked up mentally. Like they're not gonna ever be able to like, because you're always gonna be somewhere. You're always gonna be somewhere. Like your mind, you can't be like when you go to sleep, you have a dream, right? You have a dream. Even if you don't think you're dreaming, you're still dreaming. You just don't remember it. So your mind is you have to be somewhere. You're always doing something. So it's like you don't want to be somewhere where it's like it's not where you want to be. Even when you're like it's just black and you can't move and you can't see. You're still somewhere. It's just played out where just you can't move and you can't see, but you're still going to be experiencing it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these motherfuckers, man, they're like their mind's so fucked up. That's why when you have, let's just say you have a nightmare. When you have a nightmare and you see some horrible shit, that's you. That's all the shit that you've done in your waking life up until that point and accumulated into a nightmare. That's why you have a nightmare, because that's you. That's your actions. That's what you've experienced and what you've done when you were in the waking world. So when you die, it's like that on a higher level. But at least in a nightmare, you get to wake up. When you die, you're in a fucked up mind. You don't wake up, and that's why I say that what's real is the experience. Because let's just say like you had a nightmare, and it could be a nightmare on different levels. Like it could be like a monster chasing you, or it could be a nightmare where you're stuck in a desert and there's no water, and you're like starved. You're about dying of thirst, and you're in a nightmare. So it could be different levels of it. You see what I'm saying? So like you don't want to be in a fucked up mind, because you have to be in you're always going to be doing something. Your mind is always going to be somewhere. So if you're in a fucked up mind mentality, you're gonna like manifest that shit. Because yeah, I'm not lying, because you guys had nightmares before you guys dream, right? So if you dream and you have nightmares, the fuck you think is gonna happen when you? They even say sleep is a cousin of death. So when you die, you're going into, like, when you die, you're going into the same place you go when you're dreaming. Like when you dream, you're in a different world and you're doing something. So when you die, you're going to be going somewhere else and doing something. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be living there and doing your thing until eventually you become born again. But you're going to have to end up going there and experiencing for a little bit based on what you did. So a lot of these motherfuckers who are like in these governments, like it's bad for them. And like a lot of them, like they have nightmares and shit right now. Like, cause of, like, they're not gonna tell you everything on the news. Like you don't know what they go through in real life. You don't know what they go through. They're not gonna be like, oh, on the news this is happening. No, you don't know what they go through a lot of shit. Like there's things that happen to you in life that tell you what you're doing is wrong. So like they're not like the government just living. I know things are happening to them on a regular basis that's telling them don't do this. It's not right. But they don't listen to it. But yeah, I would never let anyone, if I had kids, be on the internet. The internet is brain rot culture. He's like quoting meme. Like a meme is nothing but like, because think about how when you look at the whole internet, how the fuck how does a meme go viral? A meme goes viral because the people who control the internet push it into the algorithm for it to go viral. It ain't going viral because no one gives a fuck about the internet. The reason when you see a meme that's viral, how do you fucking recognize it? It's because you see everybody talking about it. So this also adds to the whole proof of fake bots, fake channels, fake AI systems. That because like if they want a specific meme or a specific news story to go viral, and they want everybody to start talking about it, they use their fake bots, their fake AI to start saying stuff. So you'll go into the comment section and everybody keeps repeating the same quote. Like when the full P. Diddy shit, everyone kept saying Diddy oil. It ain't like it wasn't like people just came up with that. The AI and the bot system was like, let's keep putting this in the algorithm, and then they put it in all the videos, all the comments, all the posts. Eventually, then it became like, okay, Diddy oil. Like everyone kept saying shit. This whole no Diddy shit. Like what his Mysterio was saying, quoting memes. Like that was a meme. That whole Diddy shit. Like, but it was based upon AI bots in the chat kept repeating it over and over. And then they'll have like people like academics and fucking like people like these influencers, they'll have them say it, like the real ones, even the AI ones, have them say it. So their audience will think it's something that like, cause ain't nobody give a fuck about any of that shit. It keeps being repeated. It's by AI. It's all retarded, dumb shit. Cause they have to do it because none of this shit's important. So they have to try. Why else do they have AI bots and influencers? Nobody watches no fucking influencers. And even people who do watch influencers, it's not out of real love or real support. No, the average, because like you'll see somebody who makes TikTok videos talking about, they'll make TikTok videos and then they'll be talking about how the economy's bad or how women ain't shit. And then you'll see them have like 50,000 views. Nobody gives 99% of people who watch those videos don't give a fuck about them. First of all, and I'm not just talking about, because we already know a lot of it is bots and it's fake, but let's just say remove the bots. Everybody who's real that watches that video, let's just say 10,000 people watched that video out of 50,000 that were real. Let's just say that. I'm not talking about bots, but real actual people. 98% of those 10,000 people do not give a fuck about that influencer, do not give a fuck about that content creator. If that content creator put a poll, because I've seen it, there was this content creator, all he talks about was women and relationships, and it was an AI bot, and this nigga left a poll. I put this on everything. This nigga left a poll on his community tabs. He's like, should I open up a channel, or not a channel, should I open up services to help men with one-on-one relationships? Yes or no? It was like 80% no. And no, it was like yes or no, you're a loser, nobody likes you. It was something negative when it said, and it was like no, and people, 80% of people chose no, you're a loser, nobody likes you. So most of the people who watch these channels don't give a like my channel. Most of the people subscribe to me. The percentage of people that subscribe to me fuck with my channel more than if you go to somebody who talks about relationships and TikTok and economy. Nobody gives a fuck about them. They're just watching because they're anybody watching those videos is because they probably got burned in a relationship. They can't get no relationship and they're broke and they're miserable. So they see somebody who's ranting about that and they're able to develop a relatability to them. So they feel like, okay, I like this person because they're miserable like me. Because if that person who they relate to were to got a girlfriend or got their money up, that person who watched that channel will be looking at them like, oh, he's an agent. Fuck this nigga. And they will unsubscribe because they'll have the envy and the jealous energy because people want to see you miserable and complaining about life like them. So those people who watch those channels, they don't give a fuck about the influencer. They just care that the influencer is miserable like them and in a state. Because as soon as that person were to get their shit together, get women or get their money, whatever they're talking about, negative, if that were to be positive in their life, they wouldn't even have people watching a channel. They'll probably have people try to slander them, say they're an agent, they were faking, and all this other bullshit. No one really cares about that. No one cares about anybody. Everyone's trying to be that. Like more anybody who's watching that page is trying to take that person's spot. No one gives a fuck about supporting. Social media now is fucking toxic. Everyone is just trying to take somebody's position. They want to secretly be in that position. So no one really supports or gives a fuck about any of that shit, really. They're just watching it because you're talking about something that they can relate to. And then as soon as like they feel like you can't relate to you no more because you're doing better, or they just move, or they get bored of your shit, then they're gonna move on. So no, it's all, that's why they have to have a lot of fake bots for a lot of these channels, because
the views be fluctuating. Like there's this one channel, he was all saying, okay, you guys help with donations, the views be fluctuating on here. I'm like, the views are fluctuating because no, your content isn't really solid. Like people will come, like you don't have a audience retention and your watch hours are fucking shit. You don't have audience retention because people come to your page and they look at it and then they leave. It's not real support. That's why you'll see so many people like Young Pharaoh, for example. He has so much love and support, but the moment something came out with his ratchet ass baby mama and shit, you see how everybody turned. So it was never real support. It was just it was fake. It's all about money and just it's crazy. And plus, a lot of those are bots too. So a lot of people who are hating on Young Pharaoh, because that was a government psyop they ran on. They tried to get Young Pharaoh. They didn't get him in jail like Nature Boy, but they didn't like Young Pharaoh, so they got rid of him. Because if you looked at before Young Pharaoh went down, it was easy because you can tell like the government they didn't fuck with him because they invited him to like some Republican convention, and like who the fuck is inviting anybody to a Republican convention and you're not being spotted by these agents? So right when they invite, like, because Young Pharaoh didn't know he was being spotted by agents. Young Pharaoh was just doing his thing, and so I wouldn't. Young Pharaoh wasn't an agent. He was just somebody doing his thing. But then they liked how he was at some point. But he kept the way he was talking and the things he was doing. They didn't like him after that. So when that happened, he had a lot of his subscribers and his platform was already up. So that's what they got rid of his channel. Even his security guard. His security guard worked in Hollywood. His security guard at the time was his handler. It was his handler. They told him to get a security guard, and he chose that. His security guard used to work in Hollywood. He said it with other celebrities. So his security guard is part of the reason he even got set up. And his security guard was a nigger. You don't trust no nigger and shit. Like when it comes to be honest, like when it comes to black people, I don't like out of all the races, I don't trust black and white people when it comes to all the races. Black and white people are the people I don't trust. Black people and white people. Never, and it's not even out of disrespect. Even to when I talk about black people, it makes sense because when you go to even when you look at these gang videos, like in the hood, they talk about niggas getting backdoored and people sliding on people. And I thought he was my homie, and we made money, we ate together, we slept in the same house, and we wouldn't have money. And niggas end up backstabbing each other. Even when you look at black people, like in the military, and anytime I see a black person in military or in the government, just that alone, like I mainly see black and white people in the military and government. You'll see other races, but black people, even when you watch these Hollywood videos, these Hollywood movies, they always have black people as the main roles or main stars. Like black people, I don't trust black people because they in bed with this white man and this government system too much. A lot of you guys will think, oh, the system is against black people. No, don't get me wrong, it is. But you got to understand, it's more like a calculated thing. Like black people are being used as a tool on both sides. So they like even the whole concept and race bait of black people, that's being used as a tool. It's like it's not like you guys think it is. Like they use it as a tool, and they also because like when you look at these Hollywood movies, you look at people in military, you look at even like the whole hood vlog and rap industry. They hella prop up the rap, and you know how many views they give these rappers. You got DJ Academics and fucking you got these rappers in the hood that kill people, but yet they got like 1 million views. They got all this stack of money. They're being used, and then they end up using them, and then they end up taking down the whole hood. Like I don't trust black and white people. It's all there's a very negative ass energy going on when it comes to them when you really look at it. That's why I don't trust black and white people at all. Especially when I see a black police or I see a black, like even when you come to Atlanta, Atlanta is the most coonish fucking city in the whole nation.
Atlanta is like the worst city. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't even be in this area. I don't live in Atlanta, but I live in the surrounding areas. Like, it's a metro, so it's like probably like an hour out, not an hour, like less than an hour out from there. But this whole area, like when I moved here, I feel like it's more coonish. Black people are more coons. Black people are more they're more needing a validation. Like, you come out here, it's all about, oh, black business, or I'm gonna try to have create my own black industry and black Hollywood. Like, everything's about the white man's approval out here, and black people are like more coons. Like, they don't want to create their own shit, but they want to act like they create their own shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll have an African from Africa come over here and they'll create their own shit, or you'll have like another race, a foreigner, come over here and create their own shit, but then you'll have a black person who wants to act like they created their own shit, but then they didn't. Like, you'll have these black people out here talking about, oh, I go to this school, my son went to this fucking black Morehouse college and he got this degree and he did this, but like, what the fuck you have? You don't have shit. You just a stupid ass nigga. You just because you talk proper, you act proper, and you fucking dress a certain way, you think you somebody, and like, you ain't shit. You're a coon. I don't respect you, nigga. And then they have the audacity to look at you a certain way. That's one thing is about black people. They have no. They're like, it's either you're a fucking stupid nigga in the hood that wants to kill everybody that looks like you, or you're a coon ass nigger that needs validation from the white man. It's never like acting like a normal person when it comes to black people. That's why I don't trust black people, because it's like, it's either you're a coon or you're a nigger that wants to kill everybody that looks like you. There's never no common grounding with these niggas. That's why I don't trust most black people, to be honest. Yo, Miss Zero said he's a life path 4 cap son. That's funny as hell. He's like, it's 6 house stellium. But it's funny you say that and you say fuck work, but it don't have to just mean work. You see how I talked about the key gong, and you see how out of everybody who took the shit that I said serious was Mysterio. It was because of your life path 4 cap sun 6 house stellium. That's why out of everybody who watched my channel, you actually put it into practical use and made sense out of it the most. You see what I'm saying? Not to say other people have it, because I don't know. Other people probably use it, but at least from what I've seen. So that's what gave you the motivation to energy because of that. So even though you don't have to like work when you have a life path 4 and Capricorn and 6 house stellium, you don't have to like work, but you that energy of work is not just working a 9 to 5. It's working on yourself or being practical and finding solutions to get your life in a position where you don't even need to work, and you can work for yourself, or you can have your money work for you. Shit, that's what it can mean as well. Because when I say when they talk about the 6 house of rules work and shit, that's the system. If the matrix and this government system didn't exist, the 6th house is always still going to be there. So it's just going to be directed to somewhere else. The reason why we say work and other shit like is because of the system we're in. If there was no such thing as a 9 to 5, the 6th house will still be there, and it would just play out somewhere else. He's like, keep going, change my life, and I got more bitches because of that energy. Because you're working with the feminine yin and yang energy, so it balances it out. So you're able to like attract more. But yeah, that shit is, oh man. But I might end up in this live. So if anybody wants to join real quick, or ask him 3 more questions. Already been 2.5 hours. That's a lot. That's a long time. Yeah. You either whitewash as hell or you don't.
Yeah, it's a lot of coonery and stupid shit out here. Plus, every time I work, I run into a situation when I'm getting fired. Yeah, I never got fired before. I've always just left. Oh, what's good with it?
It
What's
was good.
good?
I'm not gonna be here too long. I just came to like, say a couple things. Yeah, bro, like real talk, like I'm not gonna lie, like when you said that like sixth house Capricorn life part four, I was like, damn, is he talking about me? But nah, you wasn't talking about me. You were just saying like I'm the only one who's like putting in the work when it comes to keep
It,
on. And it's like,
it's the work ethic. So,
yeah,
like, let's say there's two people. One person, they both. But let's just say there's two people, and both of them don't like working. You don't like working, they don't like working. With your energy, you don't like working, but you're going to create a situation where you're still going to be in a prosperous position. Whereas the other person, they don't like working. They probably just still be a bum and not have none. So both of you guys don't have jobs and aren't working, but you with that energy are going to still be able to look like you have some type of work because you're putting in work where it's necessary. It doesn't mean working a 9 to 5. It could be working on self, working on creating a situation, working on your own goal. So when you have a goal and aspiration, when you work on that, that's sixth house. That's that Capricorn energy. Working on what
mhm,
you want to do, not
mhm,
on another 9 to. So you could not even be working 9 to 5 and still be working harder than someone with a 9 to 5 because you're putting that work into what you want to do, and then you look like money more than, or look like success more than somebody who works 10-hour shifts because that, yeah,
right,
the worth ethic you have in mentally it's there because that energy.
right, right. Okay, yeah. That's funny you say that because I've been building stuff for myself. And when I say this, I mean I have to build stuff for myself because it's like every time I run into a 9 to 5, I'm always getting fired behind my back or something happens. Like,
Mm,
so it's not like I'm out here like it's not like I'm out here like saying, oh fuck a job. Like, no, like I would really be working, like talking about if like I was made for that. But it seems like every time I work a job, it's like I'm getting fired or something always happens. You feel me?
yeah, I
Like
feel you.
freaking. mm, I'm not saying that I can't work a job or I'm unable. It's just
But you probably, to be honest, like you, like depending, because if you're getting fired like that, sometimes it can be the spirit doesn't want you working that job. Like
yeah,
it could be telling you you don't need to be doing that. Like,
yeah, that type of job. Yeah, right.
mm-hmm.
Like it's like least favorable for my conditions, right?
Say what now?
It's least favorable for my conditions, right?
Yeah, like based on what you got to do, because you could be wasting, you could be doing something that you're wasting time on, like
hmm
that all those hours you're spending to get that amount of money based on your experience and what your spirit wants you to do and what you can do at this time. Working that 9 to 5 is taking time out of your life. So and it's not to say you just be lazy, you're not doing nothing, because people make it look like, oh, you just don't want to work because you're lazy. No, it's the reason why is because you have better things to do. But the thing is, you have to know what you need to do so you can utilize that time. So,
Right.
because it could be a situation where you don't utilize the time, and then maybe you end up having to go back to work there because the opportunity you had is gone, and you, shit is getting a little bit more harder. So the spirit's like, okay, you got to go back here and work this 9 to 5 now because
hmm
you didn't take the time to do what you needed to do before. So
hmm Right. Right. Well, for my case, you know. Like before I was bullshitting with my money a little bit. Then I took time to see what I wanted to do. But yeah, with this situation, it wasn't even gonna work out anyway. There was too much stuff. Like they was playing too much games anyway. Like
mhm.
like the leadership at the like it wasn't even like a proper professional job. It was just like you
Like a
know how
temp
them
a temp agency, something.
yeah, it was like some ghetto ass warehouse. Like no offense. It was
Yeah,
just like it was just like all over the place anyway. Like, and I even knew a couple people from my school I went to that was in that warehouse. Um,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a mess. Like freaking
It's weird. Like those warehouse jobs, they're willing to give anybody. It's funny because like I will go and apply for other places that want warehouse, and they'll always say like, "Oh, for some reason I will never get them." But then when it came to that warehouse shit, I noticed that like they hired me for that crap because the warehouse is like the lowest job you can get in society right now because they need people to push that shit in and out because people
it's the
need yeah
it's the lowest job with the most work, right? Like
yeah.
like
It's
you are
it's
literally
even lower than McDonald's and lower than like retail
like you
because
are bro, like my bad to cut you off, but you are
yeah,
literally the backbone of society. Like
hmm
it really starts at the warehouse, but you're getting
it
paid
does
the least
because
amount.
the warehouse is beneath because
Yeah,
you got the retail store and then you got McDonald's, right? But then
yeah,
how those products get to McDonald's and get into the retail store is through
yeah,
warehouse. They get to the warehouse first, and then
exactly.
from the warehouse they go to the restaurant or the
Yeah,
department store or retail store. Because but it has to go through the warehouse first. Even
yeah,
Walmart, they have a truck that dumps they load the truck up at the warehouse, then they drive the truck to the Walmart and then they unpack it at Walmart and it goes on the shelf. So the warehouse is actually lower. The warehouse work is actually lower than the person who's working in like retail stocking the shelves. I
yeah,
realize that.
exactly. Exactly. And what I noticed, like every person I work with in warehouse, they would always tell me, "Oh, this job is easy. This job is easy. It's not hard." But I always think to myself,
That,
like,
yeah,
don't y'all be like dead tired and like
that,
mentally
that
exhausted? Go ahead.
yeah, don't get caught up in that. That's why I say you want to venture out because if you stay at those where like when I was there, you'll have people talking about like the warehouse, like oh, this ain't a bad place, or I've been doing this for this long. They kind of make it look like it's not as bad as what it is. So when you're there for like a while, you be thinking like, this place ain't that bad, or because the people be talking about it, like because all you're seeing is people who work at warehouses, and they talk about it like it's normal, or they've been there for a while. So you be thinking like it ain't that bad or whatever, or but yet when you go into real life and you see people doing other shit, then it opens up your perspective. That's why when all those people that say, "Oh, it's not hard," that's their perspective. That's them. But when you go to there's people who are doing way better in life or places where you want to be, they're not going to say the same thing to that warehouse. So you can't take their word for it because that's why they're there. It's like a person who's gay. They're going to be at a gay club because that's them. But you can't go to a gay club and not be gay and be saying, "Why are you here?" No, that's what they want to do. So if they're at a warehouse telling you it's not hard, that's why they're there. It doesn't mean it's not hard or it's a good place. It's just you're getting somebody's perspective who wants to be there. That's why it's good to broaden your perspective and not just be in one place for too long. Because you be if you don't have a strong mind, you be actually thinking that is reality.
No, I don't be thinking that's reality at all.
Yeah,
Out of everything, once I open up my mind, because I did
yeah,
like other types of work too, I'll be thinking to myself like, bro, the warehouse is like the most unfavorable conditions. Like, you know how rare it is to even find a warehouse you could work in with AC and that pays decently. Like,
hmm
they be working you like dogs in there, like
and
straight.
and then your back be hurting, your legs be hurting, like you be just sore. At least for me, every time I work, I be sore all the time. Like the whole time I worked there, I was sore. There was never not a time I wasn't sore. Like my back was always sore, my legs was always sore. It got a little better, but it was always sore. I was like, I can't do this shit, man, because like it's just not right. I just cannot do this. Like I'm not gonna sit there and tear my body up. By the time I'm 40 doing this shit, I'm gonna have back pain.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because they really be 40-plus-year-old men working in there.
It is. I couldn't do that. I don't understand how they even able to do that. Like
Like fuck that. I would have had to find a way and make some type of income another way. Like I cannot just do that. Like fuck that.
Man, man, and then it's not even, and then on top of the work, the employees suck and they're dramatic. They,
Yeah.
bro,
The first like the I worked at two warehouses, and the first one I worked at, it wasn't even bad really. Like it sucked in terms of the work, but the people were there were chill. Like it was cool, and the people weren't bad. They were cool, and it was they within reason they were able to like everyone would just chill there. I remember. But then the next one I worked at, which was the last one I worked at, was the Amazon warehouse. I wasn't working for Amazon. It was like a janitorial service, and they contracted with Amazon. So I was at the warehouse, but I wasn't working for Amazon. That play Amazon is they need to shut that place down. Like every time I see an article with AI and they're gonna replace the workers, that I always like those. That's a good thing. I don't look at it as a bad thing because it should be illegal for anyone to even work at an Amazon warehouse. That's one of the most toxic fucking places I've ever stepped foot in my goddamn life is an Amazon warehouse.
yo, for real,
Yeah, that place is very the energy is horrible. It's not just the warehouse work. It's the energy in it. It's a very Amazon is a very negative, toxic environment as far
that's
as the
why,
warehouse
that's why,
because
that's why I told people I'm not gonna work at Amazon, but
yeah, it's the
everybody
worst.
tries, everybody, well, of course, it's always the bot NPC motherfuckers that's always trying to convince me to say work at Amazon, and they don't know nothing.
It's
Like,
the energy because what it is that they're because they don't give a fuck because in order for you to have a corporation the size of Amazon, you can you have to be you can't be nice to your employees and you can't look at people like people. Like there's a reason Amazon is $1 billion corporation and they have certain they have very a certain customer service when it comes to the efficiency of how fast you get the product. Like they have to keep working people. So that company is about money. So like the way this shit is set up is like if if you make a mistake or if you miss a day or if you're 5 minutes late, like they can lose thousands of dollars. Just like you may say, "Oh, I just was in the bathroom for 5 minutes," but if 100 people took 5 minutes and 3,000 packages wasn't shipped in that amount of time, that's like money right there. So the way their shit is set up, they have to be a dickhead and they have to be on your ass because the system is so money hungry. That's why I tell people like if you like capitalism but you complain about the job is working you too hard, like this is how it's supposed to be. So this is why like I couldn't fuck with Amazon because when I was there, like they try their best to be like they're cool with you, but they're really not. Like I was on my phone there, and the next thing I know, somebody came up to me, like the boss came up to me of not Amazon, but they're like, oh, somebody said you're on your phone. Like nobody even came up to me and was told me like, oh, you can't be on your phone. Like they went and snitched and like when it was like look, and I was only on my phone for a little bit. Like got motherfucker just sitting there looking at you and shit, and they try to be cool and smart because they try to present an image at Amazon that everything is good, and because the one thing I do say about them is they try their best to not be a dickhead, but it doesn't work. It's not like they just come at you and be a dickhead. Like they try to be cool, but I can see through it. And in order to run a company like that, you can't be cool. So that's why I say like they need to just have AI and robots work there because the way it's set up, the way Amazon is, it should not be a living person working there. Like it's not right because they don't give a fuck about anyone there. They're quick to fire people over the most dumbest shit. Like they'll sit there and because anybody who's working there, they need to work there. Ain't nobody working at Amazon because they feel like they need to work there. So they're so quick to fire people, and then most of the people that are there, they're like me. I didn't need to work there. That's why I just fucking left. But most of those people they need it, so they fire people for the dumbest shit.
damn,
Yeah,
I heard a lot of bad things about Amazon, but the only people that was convincing me to go work at Amazon were people who never worked a warehouse a day in their life.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't know what they're talking about. You shouldn't. I would not advise anybody to fucking work there. I'm not saying like if you're gonna just work at a warehouse, work at any other one, but don't work at no fucking Amazon
Oh
because
no.
it's very toxic. They don't give a fuck. They treat you like a number. You ain't shit there. But then they try to act like that isn't the case.
Oh
Like
no, bro.
they try their very best to make it look like it's a friendly environment, but it really isn't. It's very toxic, and you can feel the negative energy. Like when I first got into the building, I could feel because I'm very intuitive, so I could feel I could just feel like the energy wasn't right. It was it when I say this, don't think of like it's the work and it's not just that. It's just the vibe. Like it's about you. It's about money and like because they have a certain system there where it's about money and if you're if the employees like I could tell like there's like a hierarchy of management there and if the employee, let's just say the warehouse workers, the people at the bottom, the ones who do all the lifting, if they're not doing what they're doing, then the person above them who's supposed to watch them, they get their ass chewed out. And then the person above them, so it's a hierarchy of people getting their ass chewed out. So like this is how they keep the people at the bottom in check because if they don't if something like if somebody makes a mistake, they're like let's say I work there and I make a mistake, the person up top, they're going to get in trouble for it regardless if I knew what I was doing or not. So like and then you can see it, you can see that that's how it is because the bosses and the managers would be on some dickhead shit for no reason. And I'm like, it ain't that serious, but I realize like this is the way this system is. This is why it always baffles me because when you go into these corporations and you go into the work environment, they don't give a fuck about you. You can have a person like there's been people that their family member passed away and they took a break and they didn't call in and they got fired for that because they had to take a family member to the hospital. So it baffles me when they don't care about human beings, but then there was somebody who broke into I think they broke into an Amazon trailer and they took like over like $500,000 worth of goods. They say, oh, that's fucked up, that's wrong. But even if you go work at Amazon, no one cares about you. People will literally fire you because you lost the company money. But then I'm supposed to go and call the cops and snitch on somebody and feel sorry that some Amazon driver gets robbed for his fucking truck and $500,000 in goods is missing. I don't give a fuck. Think of fuck Amazon. They can kiss my ass. Like it's weird. It's like a double standard. The system can be fucked up, but then when you're fucked up, it's a problem. It's like a fucking kid who can talk shit, but then when somebody talks shit to them, they can't take it. They can dish it, but they can't take it. Like this fucking retard. It doesn't make no sense. And then it's like, oh, nobody owes you anything. Nobody's saying that somebody owes me. If I go and I take something and I feel like having, I'm not saying you owe me, and I'm just taking it because I fucking was able to take it, and you didn't stop me because you couldn't stop me, bitch. That's not you owing me. It's mine because I took it.
Niggas got Stockholm syndrome. They think the system, for some reason, benefits them in some way, or this is like the best shit ever. Like,
For real. That's why when I go to Whole Foods, I be stealing hella shit at Whole Foods because Whole Foods is owned by Amazon. So I be stealing hella shit out. I'm like, nigga, fuck Amazon. Cause I still every time I go to Whole Foods, I steal hella shit when I go there. Like I don't like most of the shit I get there, I don't even pay for. Like their shit is expensive there. It's like fucking like I get the most organic everything, the best. And like if I see something like let's just say I want to get like organic chicken, I get the most expensive one. Even if I don't like even like, I just look at the price. And the more expensive it is, I get it because I ain't paying for it.
that's funny. That's funny. You say workplace snitch because I think I got snitched on in the workplace one time, and it wasn't even for nothing. It was an employee who did it, not even no
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's even
damn.
the worst because at least the manager they kind of have a reason because they want to kind of like they want to like fucking they're in charge of managing the place. So even though they on some bullshit, but when I see an employee try to do what a manager's supposed to do, that irritates me. Just like when a motherfucker like trying to look at me like they're trying to see if I'm stealing something, and it's an employee. Like I cuss a motherfucking employee out.
Yeah.
If it's security or like loss prevention, I'm not willing to cuss them out because I know they're doing their thing. I just ignore them or I don't even really say nothing. But if it's like an employee, I'll like a cuss them other. Well, I haven't really cussed anybody in a long time because I've never haven't run into an issue like that. But when back in the day when like shit used to happen when it was like an employee, I used to cuss them the fuck out. Like before I came over here, like this was like the beginning of this year when it was like Christmas time last year because it was on Christmas. I went to Dollar Tree to go get some water and shit. And this, I go in here, and every time I go in here, this stupid Asian bitch is always looking at me. And she works here. She's not even a manager. She works here. And then like I always just ignore this bitch. I always ignore her. And I go into the aisle, and then like me, I play. I'm more intelligent than like I always play mind games with people. So I went in here, and I was like, I'm gonna see if this bitch is following me. So I went in there. I went to one aisle, then I went to the other aisle on the other side of the store, and then so it was like a test. So if she comes over there, I know she's following me because there's no reason that you're packaging shit right by me in this big ass store. So I was like, okay, let me go to the other side. So I go to the other side. A few minutes later, she comes over there and goes right by me and starts packaging shit. I go into the other aisle, and then she goes into the other aisle. Like she tries to wait like a few minutes, and I go into the other aisle, and I'm like, "Bitch, you could stop following me." You know, that's what I tell her. Like, you could stop following me, bitch. And I was going, because I was already in a bad mood because some other shit happened. I was just I was like, bitch, you could stop following me with your stupid Asian ass. And then she's all looking at me and she's like, you got something in your bag? I don't got shit in my bag. He's like, I was like, you know what? I got this. And I threw all that shit on the ground. I'm like, nah, pick it up, bitch. And everyone was all looking. It was on Christmas too. So it was hella crowded in there. It was all those people. And like, she's following me. And there's all these people in here. I was like, I don't got nothing in my pocket, bitch. You know what? I got this. And I threw all that shit on the ground.
That's funny. That's funny you say that. That's funny you say that because there's this one warehouse job I was working. They had a dumb rule where they said you couldn't walk through the front door unless you was important. So once they said that, I just said fuck it. I walked through the front door because I was like, who the fuck is these crackers and shit?
The fuck? It said you cannot walk through the front door if you're important. What
And,
the fuck? Who important by
un-
who? Like, what's important?
unless they said unless you were important. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. And then everybody in the employee and the employees told me that. And I looked at them, I'm like, bro, y'all really scared of these people like that? Like,
I would have just walked in like, oh, I didn't see the sign. That's always what I do. I always like to play dumb. That's one thing. One thing in life when you play dumb, like you never want to show people you're too intelligent. Like a lot of people, they want to act like they're the most smartest, intelligent person in the world. You always want to play dumb. Playing dumb can save your ass. Like for example, you say you walked through the door. Like I would have walked through the door, and then and if they said, "Oh, you're not supposed to," I'm like, "Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't know." Like I always play dumb. You never want to be, because sometimes when you're more intelligent, especially when you're dealing with police, like when you're dealing with police, you don't want to be like acting like you smart. Like I remember last time I got pulled over and shit. I wasn't even trying to argue. I was just like, oh, I was just in my car. I'm just doing my yoga and my stretches,
mhm.
and I didn't know. Like I literally said, I'm doing my yoga, my stretches, and that was it. I just act like you want to act naive because when you act like you know too much, sometimes then even like for example, like if I got caught stealing some shit.
That's funny. That's funny you say that because most older people think I'm retarded.
Yeah,
Like,
depending on the situation, you want people to think you're dumb. Like if you got caught doing some type of crime, don't be going out there being like you knew what you're doing. Be like, oh, I didn't know, and I like act like it's your first time. Don't be like, oh, I just do this shit and I don't give a fuck. Like always show that you care. Always show that you're play dumb and show that you care and that you feel sorry about the mistake. Never, if you get caught doing something, never be like, I don't give a fuck, fuck this law, fuck this system. You don't want to do that because that's when they'll be like, end up trying to do the worst to you, things that they don't need to do. You want to act like you always show like you give a fuck. Like this is why a lot of women they get their hearts broken now because most women they have such a fucked up standard in the way they think that for most men to get the average woman you have to lie, you have to manipulate and cheat, and you have to lie to get them. So like for example, like if I'm trying to get a female now, I
mhm.
have to pretend like 80 to 90% of women that are out here now, in order to get them, you have to pretend to be something you're not. So this is why a lot of women, they have a lot of resentment towards men, because they say a lot of men are liars, they cheat on them and do whatever. But that's because in order for the men to even want to get to fuck you, they have to lie and pretend like there's somebody you're not. This is why I don't like dealing with a lot of people, because I don't like to pretend, because my ego is so a certain way that I can't really go down to that level and do that shit like I used to do it back then. This is why I just stay the fuck away from most people unless I'm dealing with somebody, because you have to pretend and be. This is why you have to manipulate your way in most cases nowadays. So yeah, that's what you were saying something. I forgot what you were saying, but
No, I was just saying like
yeah, you don't want to be too smart. That's what I was saying. You don't
I
want to
was I
be
was I
too.
was just saying like most people who I work with, they think for some odd reason I'm like retarded or something. But
Mm-hmm.
but the people who think I'm like the most retarded, they be like retarded themselves, and like in a sense of like they be trying to act like they smart.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought this up. Like when you said that, you said they act like they're retarded, that you're retarded, but they try to act like you're smart. I know exactly. A lot of women like to do this, especially a lot
Mhm.
of women. They like to do this as well. Like they like to act like because people think that just because you're not acting a certain way, that you're not smart. But there's no, when you look at, I look at intelligence based upon the situation and what you're doing and what you have and what you accomplished in the situation. So if you're trying to act like you're smarter than me, but you're debating and arguing with me over how to operate the fries at McDonald's, there's nothing you can say to make me think you're smart, because at the end of the day, we're both working at McDonald's arguing over french fries and how to operate it. So you can't tell me shit about you being smart. That's how I look at it. So I don't, at that point, don't even try to impress. Don't, I know it may probably get to your ego some, like you don't gotta say shit to these motherfuckers. Let them just run their mouth, because in their situation it speaks for itself. Just worry about your situation, what you got to do, because those people are important. When you prove to yourself that you're smarter than them, well, you already know you are. But when you get to a point where they know that you're smarter than them, you won't even be in their position no more, because you would have moved on to a better situation. The fact that you're even arguing, feeling like you need to prove something to them, shows you that you guys are still at the same level. Not to say you are, but the only thing you can do to prove to them, even though you shouldn't even try to prove to them, is to just be you and do your thing. And by the time you've proven to them, you won't even be in their life no more. You'll be on a higher position. You won't even be stunning them. You see what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's funny you say that because it's like, bro, like you really gonna sit here and argue with me at a fucking warehouse job or how I'm retarded or how I need to go faster. But
For real. It's like, what are you? Are you getting a promotion? Are you the CEO of this company, or are you about to go to upper middle management or something? Like, what's the point of you arguing with me, nigga? You still, like, you're arguing with me that I'm not carrying more boxes, straining my back, or making this corporation much more. How you fucking, like? I know you probably be thinking like, damn, this motherfucker. Like, you want to feel like you don't even let it go. Don't feel like you gotta compete and show, because you already know you're smarter. So it's not about you showing. It's about you feeling, because your ego may be kind of like, damn, like this motherfucker thinks he's smarter, but you know you're smarter than them. But
well, me,
you
I don't really care. I just brush it off. I'm like, bro,
yeah,
we all working, so like
yeah.
it is what it is. Like,
Because
who is
sometimes they'll
this?
piss me the fuck off. I'll be like, this motherfucker think he's smarter. I'll be like, I'm not even gonna waste my time. Like, cause it's like you know you more smart than them, and then you don't want. It's not that you want to prove yourself to them, but you got to remember, like, if you want to prove yourself to them, then that shows you actually give a fuck about what they think. Where if you truly didn't give a fuck, you just let them do them. But once they start running their mouth too damn much, and that's when you gotta have to, like, then I just get straight disrespectful, and I just turn it up on some nigga shit and just to go get cuss you the fuck out.
On some nigga shit, cussing the fuck out. I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, bro. One last thing before I go.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know how much people out there is practicing qigong, bro. But look, look. Anybody, for anybody out there, um, you are not gonna get superpowers working on Qigong for like just a year or even 2 to 3 years. Like this is a lifelong process. Like this is from personal experience. Like
Hmm.
like
Yeah, you're right. He's right. So that's what I'm saying. Like you see, the way you said that, I could tell you've been practicing this shit for like you really you know what you're talking about because most people they'll just people who don't know who haven't really experienced it. That's why I say experience is the best thing because people who haven't experienced life or
mhm,
certain things they talk about it from a certain way and you can tell. I could tell you've been practicing it. The fact that you even said that because
mhm,
you're not used to a lifelong thing. So it's like it takes that's what everything really like fasting, qigong, anything. Even when you talk about like low shit like money and even people who have businesses, they spent years to build their business. Like it
right,
wasn't overnight. Like everything takes time. Like there was like everything it takes. It's a lifelong. You got to look at it like a lifestyle, which I don't
right.
see. I don't see how it's hard to do because a lot of people when you say that they get like because people for some reason think that they can just oh I just want to do this for 3 weeks and then go back to my regular life. It's like what are you doing in your regular life? You're not doing
Hell
shit.
no.
You're not
Like
doing.
he gon' eat like take bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like even as a person that's spiritually tapped in as me, like this shit is taking time. It's kind of like it's kind of like let's say for example, you just started working out and you at the gym and you skinny fat. Well, you got a great toned body, but you're not no bodybuilder yet.
Mhm.
You still got to go through the processes of, you know, doing certain stuff, you feel me, during a certain workout before you get to that buffed up jack. Um,
Exactly. Even when you see somebody who's like 200 pounds muscle, you may
mhm,
say, "Damn, that's good." But even before he was 200 pounds, he still had to go through 190 pounds or 180 pounds of muscle, which that still looks good. So even it's like it's different levels to it. It's not just an overnight thing. Like somebody who's like who has somebody who saved up $50 million from their business eventually you may say 50 million, that's a lot of money, but at one point they had $20 they had saved up. Some people $20 million they had saved up. Some people once they get $20 million, they'll give up and be like, oh, 20 million is enough. But the person who saved up 50 million, the reason they were able to even get to 50 because they had 10 million and they thought that wasn't enough. Whereas most people
right,
will say 10 million is enough. So when you go through 5 years of training of whatever you do, it takes a lot of discipline because when you get to 3 years or 2 years or 4 years, most people would just give up and think that's enough. But the fact that you made it to that length, and even at 5 years, because this is why you don't see that many successful people in life because most people are mediocre. They only
right,
want, they just want enough to be comfortable. So
right,
some people, oh, if I had $5,000 a month, I'll be happy. And I don't like to make this about money because money, but I'm just using this as an example.
mhm,
So some people say, if I have $5,000 a month, I'll be happy. But a person who's making 100,000 a month through businesses, in order for them to reach that, they couldn't have that mindset of being happy with 5, 10, or 20,000. They had to have
mhm,
that go getter mentality. Otherwise, they would have been stuck at only making 10, 5,000 a month. They would never
right,
made it to 100. So in order to get to the highest levels of success in anything, you have to have that mentality of nothing is good enough or just keep going because you'll find yourself complacent and comfortable and then be stuck at somewhere mediocre.
right, right. That's funny you say that because like I was thinking to myself like the first minute I tried Qigong, it worked immediately. Then I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, dang, how come I'm not like at a super high level? I was thinking like, oh, it don't work like that. Um, there's still stuff I have to do to even reach those like super high levels anyway. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like even though I'm like spiritually tapped in, I thought in a year I'd be like on like a whole new level. But then I
Yeah.
realized like, yo. like, dang, this is more.
It's
I would
deeper.
say, yeah, it's deeper than what I thought. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, like the amount of energy you like you did it a year, and then you build up a certain level of energy, but then you realize if you want to get to where you want to get to, it's gonna take 5 more years of that in the inner. Like, let's just say you did Qigong for a year and you felt a certain way, but you thought you were probably gonna feel a certain type of way in a year. But then after that year of you experience, keyword you experienced a year, you felt how much you were able to do feasibly within a year, what's possible. So now in your mind, you're looking at it different. Like, okay, if I want to get to what I want to get to, I'm gonna have to do 4, 5, 6, 7 more years of what I just did.
Right,
You see what I'm saying? So like the
right,
experience of you going through a year, pretty much you learned certain things you didn't learn before you even reached that year. So
right,
like so now you know because you have to experience. So now you is hitting you like this is gonna take longer than I thought. So you
right,
know your mind is more level headed when it comes to the expectations of the results.
right, right. And you know, from my personal experience, I would be lying if I told y'all this was easy. It is not easy. Like, there's a whole bunch of distractions. There's a whole bunch of people wanna every time I do Qigong, there's a whole bunch of people that want to come near me, peek on my business. There's a whole bunch of like
Yeah, and then,
animals,
and then
bugs.
certain events that may happen in your life, you may something may happen where you get upset, you get angry, you may not want to do it, but you still got to go in and do it.
Yeah. Like certain like I'm not even joking when I made up like make this up. Like freaking every time I walk outside, every time I do Qigong, there'll always be some bug, animal, mosquito biting at my leg. um
That's because the
or
energy. They feel the energy probably like they can sense the aura, the energy. Like that's why they coming around you.
yeah,
That's interesting.
and then every time I'm doing like people like just specifically black family members, they just always walk outside, want to pick on what I'm doing. Like I would be lying and said it's like this is easy, but nah, it's not as easy as you think. Like there's like a whole bunch of events that would happen where it's like, it plays out as blockages and stuff.
Yeah,
But
you just keep going, but you just but the
yeah,
thing
go ahead.
is though,
But
you keep going like if it's like you're gonna be shielded from all of that. Like there's nothing that's gonna be able to take you off your shit. There's gonna be distractions, but nothing that's gonna get you off of it.
oh yeah,
No,
no, for sure. For sure. Like I could confidently say that like I'm a year strong into Qigong to where I could say, okay, I've been in it consistently and
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And like has gave me like good results and stuff like that. Like I'm less tired, I'm less hungry. I still get tired, I still get hungry, but it's like I don't
Yeah,
wake up, I don't wake up out the bed just like exhausted like every day.
mm-hmm.
And I'm just telling people that, I'm tired 24/7. You feel me? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. That's exactly how like this is what I'm saying. Like, cause you're building that energy, so like I wouldn't even want to. I don't even want to call because all that when they talk about prana energy. I don't even want to even call it that because that's just more of this so-called like bullshit white man vocabulary thinking. You're just pretty much tapping into your natural self. Like this is your natural. This is how the body's intended to work. It's not no. You're not building no energy. Like they'll talk about building prana. Like all you're doing is just tapping into what you already are. Like you're pretty much removing density. You're not really. It's not no energy prana you're really building per se.
Mm.
It's more like because that whole prana shit. There's no really no because when you look at a lot of these breath, like they'll tell you breatharian is a path to prana and energy,
but it's really it's all you're doing is removing density. When you're moving density and you're getting into alignment with yourself, the the feelings and the experiences you get will give you the illusion you're getting energy, but you're really just removing what's unnecessary. Like if I have a water hose and I put a rock on it and the water isn't flowing, then people say the water is a blockage. The water hose has a blockage. But if I remove the blockage, the rock, and the water's flowing, do I call that energy, or do I just say this is just the water hose and this is how it's supposed to work? I just removed the
Well,
rock.
I don't agree with the term piranha or the white man terms, but from my experience, I will say this: there
Hmm.
is some type of etheric body that you tap into.
Yeah, that's the you're right. Like that's the body we have right now, but it's just on a
Yeah,
theory level. It's but it's
yeah,
not no energy or anything. It's just it's our body we've been had that we're accessing. We're able
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a thing where we were supposed to been tap into that,
Hmm.
but but due to synthetic white man scientific programs and shit, and all the things in the world, like you it made it seem like this was fairy tale, but really the fairy tale was all these science religion concepts. Like,
Hmm. Exactly.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
but yeah, exactly. And that's why I feel like that's why I've been tapping into it so much, because it's like if it helps my life, why not do it? And like I've been the only one consistent doing it in the spiritual community. Like there's probably other people doing it, but from my
Yeah.
experience, I don't see nobody else doing it but you.
Yeah.
Um, unless it's some Chinese dude in the mountains or something where he got like the ancient history, or some dude I don't
Yeah.
know about.
But most of the people I see, like there are people who do it, but these are like people like you'll see, mainly see this in the breatharian and the breatharian community. People within this community who are like on the breatharian, they call it, they have different words for it. They call it pranic community autonomy, where they call it autonomy because the body, they believe the body is supposed to run autonomous without you needing to put anything. So people like that, those are the groups you see. The breatharian autonomy community, they're very small. So,
Mhm.
but those communities is the only place I see people practicing qigong regularly. It's people within the breatharian community, and the reason they do that is the whole concept of developing energy within to be able to need less food, sleep, and and
Man,
drink.
you could, man, the only problem I have with that is that I done seen some videos, like I'm not trying to get lost in the YouTube videos. Man, I done seen some YouTube videos where these Chinese dudes, once they have that shit under control, they could do some like more
That
than
isn't
just
lost. You're right. That isn't lost because they're actually showing you. You can see what they're doing. It's not about, oh, they're just talking about it and you never see them. So they're actually showing you. So like there are some YouTube videos where they that's why I say this. That's why I always say 99%. I'm not saying everything on YouTube is
Mhm.
bullshit. This is very small percentage, but you got to know. But go ahead.
Nah, yeah, I done seen some videos where like I tried it before and it actually helped my allergies. And I done
Mhm.
seen some videos where these dudes,
If you do this one right here, it cleanses out your lungs. When you tap, it's like a meridian point. When you tap on it like a closed fist, or you do it cleanses the lungs. It helps because I know like I was able to breathe a lot better after doing that for like a few minutes, both
yeah, like
sides.
like I'm not even just talking about that. Like I'm talking about like they was able to shoot. They was able to like I'm gonna just use as much words as I can. Like they was able to use the chi to
Move stuff.
float, yeah, move stuff, float on air. I'm like, and y'all just want to use this so y'all could just not eat all day. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
dang. I'm like, dang, like open up your mind, creativity. Um,
Hmm.
freaking that's all that's where I'm at it, because it's like you could really do a lot if you tap into. mind and spirit
Yeah.
and do the Qigong stuff. Like, I don't know why these dudes want to be breatharians so bad, because it's like, truth be told, like
What it
this.
is that breatharian has nothing. Any most of these people that talk about breatharian, they don't really know what they're talking about. Like breatharian really has nothing to do with not eating. Not eating is a symptom of developing a certain awareness and vibration you get with by doing these practices. So yoga, qigong, when you do stuff like this and you develop the energy body, not eating is something that comes with it by default. It's not something you're striving. Like it's like a natural occurrence. Like you just it's naturally happens, and you don't. It's not something that's forced. So,
Mhm.
but people they focus on that because a lot of people who are in that they a lot of people are in the birth there and a lot of them have food addictions or health issues and they want to try to get healthier and get rid of certain addictions, which I get it. That's the main reason a lot of people get into it. But the food stuff, that's something that goes off. Like it takes, this is why they tell you it takes years for most people, unless somebody who's just born with it, because there's some people just born to just not eat. But for 99% of people, it takes years to developing a body to not eat, to because like me, like right now, I'm not saying I don't eat, but my appetite is not even the same as it was a year ago, 2 years ago, three. Ever since I started doing yoga, because I've been doing yoga since like 2021, and
Mhm.
ever since I started doing yoga, like I've always said it a lot of times, like my appetite has been diminishing. Back in 2021, I used to have like a big appetite. I used to maybe just eat 3 meals a day and just even when I go off of a fast, I used to be able to just gorge. Now I can go fast for 10 days. I don't eat as much, but it wasn't like something I tried. It's just over the years of the yoga and then recently the qigong.
Mhm.
Over the years, I noticed my appetite just gets diminished and diminished. Now to a point where like it's hard for me. Like I would literally spend hours at sometimes if I'm not careful figuring out what I want to eat because most of the stuff I just can't, my body won't even accept because I'm so sensitive to a lot of the shit or I don't like the way it tastes. So I end up like not, it's weird. Like I can't just eat anything no more. I have to have certain shit and it is, and I didn't even try to get here. It just over time, my body just doesn't accept certain food no more. So I don't get like right now. It's hard for me to find food to eat. Like I only stick to like a few things, like organic chicken, and I'll have like some rice and beans, and I'll eat that shit,
Right.
and that's pretty much I can eat in apples. If I eat
Right.
in, if I stray and eat anything else, and even then, like I don't even really enjoy that. Like it has to be certain type of rice and shit. I can't just eat. Otherwise, I just won't even eat because it just I can't. And I didn't try to do that. Like it was just something that happened naturally. Like
Right. Right.
and
Right.
plus when you don't eat and you don't put food in the body, it like if you ever go on a fast for like over 10, 15 days, you'll notice you're like in a different awareness. Your mind is
Right.
very clear. It's extremely easy to astral project and your dreams are more vivid. You have more connection. It's like even like things in the
Yeah.
reality, not even just the dream world, spiritual, but in reality, certain things happen because your awareness is so crisp and clear. You can literally make things happen in the reality. So if you have an intention and a goal, things can happen more. It's more things just happen better. Like you're in the right place, right time. So when you're that's why a lot of they tell you like if you want to really cleanse and if you really want to like accomplish shit, go on a long fast. And not to say you need to, but it makes things a lot easier. That's why a lot of people they want to get rid of that because if you were able to get rid of food and shit, like it will take your mind to a whole. Especially when you're doing qigong, like your mind it'll be extremely clear and crisp, and you'll be able to just manifest and not like just not even manifest, but because like I said, when I for me personally, when I get into those states, it's not about me. I don't even want nothing no more. I just I value the moment and I value where I'm at right now.
And then by me having that sense of value and appreciation for this now moment and not needing anything because of the awareness, that's when everything starts coming. And that's where I have the patience to start doing the developing things in my life, because I'm not worried about the future or the past. I'm in like this now moment that is like very crisp, clear, and the future and past don't even exist. And it's like then when you're in that, you have the patience, and then you start working, and then things just happen.
Right.
That's the state you want to really be in, where the future and past don't even exist. Like you're just in the present. Even when you try to think about the past and the future, it's hard. You have to really focus and try to do it. Like that's the state you want to really focus on and be in. And I get that from going on long extended fast. And like
Hmm.
that, that's why like I I feel the best when I'm doing a fast. The hardest part about fasting though is the first 3 days. Once you get past like the first, that's why when you get into this, you don't want to go back, because the first 3 days is the hardest. The first day is the hardest, then the second is a little harder. But once you get past the fourth, fifth day, you get to like the day 20, it's easy, because not to say for some people you guys may be hungry, but the experiences and the feeling you get, it's like it makes it easier, because you're
Right.
experiencing life, you're experiencing life in a different magnitude. It's like the other problems don't even exist no more.
Right. I appreciate you for making real Qigong videos that work instead of
Mm-hmm.
listening to some white man. Like I'm gonna just call him out. Aaron Darty, that white dude, Aaron Darty, that white dude, that cracker. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
his name? Fuck, cause the one white dude does Qigong. Eric Holden.
No, Aaron Darty.
Oh, I didn't see him. I didn't see this one.
Eric Holden, him too. His
I
shit
fucking
don't
hate
work.
that motherfucker. I
Him,
don't like his energy. He just seemed like he reminds me like a fucking like one of like just like somebody like one of my high school teachers I fucking hated. Like
dude,
he just
it's like, dude, I don't trust nobody, especially no white guy who's out
teaching
here
no
teaching
Qigong.
teaching no Qigong. Yeah, like they videos always never work. But some reason, when the Chinese dude is doing it, you could tell it really works. Like,
Yeah, because the energy behind it.
yeah, like I did like this one sexual Qigong exercise, and I actually felt the sexual energy like from my lower back go up to my spine.
Mm,
So I was like, oh damn. But that being said, like keep going goes very deep. And I feel like I'm like the only one in the spiritual community who's actually doing it for real, other than you. Um,
hmm. Because remember, like I said at the beginning of this live stream, most people they did spirituality is about talking, and it's not about really doing anything. Anytime you bring about qigong and you talk about it, motherfuckers look at you like, even though they may not say it, they just look at you like you're crazy. People just want to just sound smart, sound intelligent, and then anything that they want to correlate with spirituality is like about money and getting your finances and shit together. Which, don't get me wrong, like, but if you need spirituality to get your physical together, then that doesn't make any sense. Like, you didn't even need to be in spirituality. Like, the fact that you're in spirituality is to take your awareness and consciousness to another level, not to get into it. Just talk about how I need to get my physical shit together. And spirituality, there's like, you don't need to be in spiritual. There's Christians and Catholics I know that fucking have their shit together financially and physically, and they don't even look at what we're talking about as anything sane. You see what I'm saying? So like, what I don't get it. Like, why would you even bring? That's why when I talk about, when I say fuck money and all this, I don't mean it like don't go out and make money. I mean it like, niggas, this is a spiritual channel, so I'm not talking about that. Because, and then people say, well, money is spiritual. You can't say it's not. No, if I go to a chef kitchen, or if I go, let's just say I go to Home Depot and I talk about clothes, or I talk about cologne and shit, they're gonna be like, why are you talking about cologne? Am I got to go to the manager at Home Depot and tell him, "Oh, why are you disrespecting cologne? It's not just about home improvement. It's also about dressing nice and look." No, to go to a fucking other store. And don't give me the manager at Home Depot. He probably has a cologne and has clothes at his house, and he probably dresses nice on the weekend. But there's a place for where something is at, and there's a place where it's not. If you think spirituality is a place for money, that's fucking stupid because there's people who got more money than all you niggas who talk spirituality, and they're not even into spirituality. They're Catholics and Christians and human traffickers. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Right, right, right. And yeah, I feel like I'm a living, walking testimony to like I'm like I don't know how to put this in words, but like when I start doing more qigong, I can like feel stuff before it happens, like more intensely. I can feel other people's self shadow work. Like let's say if there's something wrong with them, I could feel that off of them, but like there's no words to explain it, and like I'm able to help them with their
Yeah,
problems.
you could sense the aura that they have. You could feel the aura
Yeah,
because
and I'm
when you
able.
get close to them, your aura is merging with theirs, so you can kind of pick up and sense something's off. So that's like you're feeling the senses like that. That's good.
Yeah, and then sometimes I could look at people's faces and I could tell what type of person they are, how they grew up, or how they was raised and shit. And that's what I was
Hmm.
saying. Like, with like I've been looking at like a lot of black people who look a certain way, and you could tell the
Hmm.
whitewashed ones,
Yeah,
and like they have this they have this certain type of look, and
like I
like
told you about the phenotype and the certain looks and
yeah. That's why I've been saying that because it's like it is true. Like they look a certain way. I'm like, okay, how come how come you a nigga, but you don't look like a nigga at the same time? Like,
and then the way they think. It's not just the way because if you look at the way they look, it's the way they think. So
yeah,
it it's the way they look and the facial expression will always correlate with how they think.
right,
It would never be different. Like this is why I say like you have to judge a book by its cover.
right, right. Yeah, that's big on me in this current times because it's like I'm able to look at like certain people and be like, okay, why does why does this dude why does this dude okay, let's say if I like for example my warehouse job, I was looking at black people, right?
Hmm.
And I was looking at like what they look like. I'm like, okay, this is the black person. And people will get lost to the external, be like, well, he just talks proper, he acts a certain way. That doesn't mean he's not black or whatnot. But I could look at you, I could tell that you like you cater more to that program of you kiss ass to white people
Yeah, and
and you're
this is what I was speaking about. Just because a nigga talks like they from the hood and they act ghetto, that doesn't mean that they're not white mentality. It
yeah,
goes beyond just the ling. Like I've seen niggas in the hood who talk ghetto and act black and listen to trap music, and they from the hood, and the way they think is it's like it's like the white man thinking, but not like they like a white man. It's how the white man wants them to think. So like how the white man wants a nigga to think, that's how they think, and that is considered white man thinking because you're thinking like them because you're thinking how they want you to think. So this is why you'll see a nigga go up in the hood and go and kill somebody over some dumb shit, or they'll go and do certain shit, or one thing I notice with people, black people in the hood, the ones that are like this, is they will clown and be disrespectful and kill their own people. But then when they see other white people, they'll be all like start to talk proper and
right,
joke around with them and be like, "Oh, you
right,
listen to rap music, Billy? Oh, what type of music you listen?" They'll try to
right.
be
You could
all cool.
always they always have this look to them where it's like you could tell they don't look like they're edgy at all. What I mean edgy is like they don't look like they'll do some stuff to be like, oh fuck the system. I'm gonna just do my own thing. They always have this stiff ass look to them. Like,
Yeah, like they need some validation and approval for what they doing.
yeah. And like I was able to tell that, and I could tell some people was raised in the suburbs too. Not that that's like really a super duper factor, but it's like when I was in this one area, I was able to tell like,
Hmm.
damn, look at all these stiff ass people. Look at all these stiff ass white people. Like,
Yeah. It's just- for real.
like I
That's
could see
how.
why. I could see. I could
I
see.
noticed when I go to like certain neighborhoods with like white people, they seem more miserable and uptight and angry than like when I go to like a hood or a get like when I go to an area where predominantly is hood and is low income, it seems like the vibes and the energy is a little bit more. And if the vibes are off, it's because of like some gang shit or something. But if it's just people living a life, like you go see some kids and they low income and they living with the mother and she's by herself, they more in a joking, funny, optimistic mood and they looking at the bright things and they able to
It's
make the
more.
most.
It's more vibratory. I don't know how to put
Yeah,
this in
then you go to
words.
like a white neighborhood and then they have it. It's just so like everyone's on eggshells and like is everyone just so miserable and like they just
It's
have
like
this angry look in their face like how
it's
the fuck like
bland.
it's weird.
It's bland. It's bland. It's dry.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking. It's bland. It's dry. Well, I live in a multicultural suburb, so
Yeah,
like it's less of that energy. But like, let's say if I go to somewhere where
yeah.
like
And
I
I'm
was
gonna
at
have to
that,
go after this stereo. So
you good, you good. I just need to say this. Let's say
okay,
if
for
I would
sure.
have, let's say if I was like in an area where it's like it was like all stiff and stuff. Like I could tell like people's lives is bland, dry.
Hmm.
I see why like some people in the suburbs get no hoes.
I feel you. Like they, it's because they don't have no experience. A lot of people are like sheltered there, but and then they think that they live in a better life because they're really not. Like most of the kids in the suburb when I was growing up, it seemed like most of the kids in the suburbs were always broke and didn't have any money. And like the niggas I've seen that were in the hood, they will always have money or weed to do shit. And I'm like, well, how the fuck is that? That we grew up in, it's because like the way it is. Like it's more sheltered culture in the hood in the suburb. So certain things in the suburbs like that are supposed to happen to make people live and have an experience. It doesn't happen.
Right, right, and I can see that, and it's like don't get me wrong. I come from lower income backgrounds too, but it's like
Yeah,
when you around that energy, it's like more expressive, vibratory, having fun and stuff like that. But versus suburbs, it's like, damn, like even let's say if I'm cracking jokes and having fun, them niggas gonna be looking at you like you doing something wrong. Like like oh this
yeah.
nigga having fun. Like
That's exactly how it is. Yeah, even when like I go to like certain even if I go like to like certain play, like especially nowadays because we're in a different shift now, so you really can't run away from your problems. So evident. Like one of my homies, he's on Instagram and I know him in real life. I seen him. He left a fucking it was a video of him at Disneyland because I guess he went to Disneyland recently and
hmm
he showed like the video of like him walking around the park and he was getting off the rides. And I looked at the people there. They all look. It was mostly white people there because ain't nobody going to Disneyland but a bunch of people who got money. And most black people ain't spending their money going there. So
Man,
I
most black people barely even be traveling.
yeah. So they really go. So it was mostly white people. And I'm looking at them like if Disneyland's supposed to be a place everybody's having fun, chilling, having like you could just see most of the people there were like because what it is like most people are trying to escape and search for a feeling. Like nobody's trying to actually do the work. Everyone's trying to search for a feeling of that they have. Like that's why you see a lot of these crackers and a lot of these MGTOW or these TikTokers. Oh, I miss the '90s or I miss 2012 or Call of Duty and Halo 3 and I want to play video games and we get pizza and like shut the fuck up with your nostalgic ass nigga. Like the reason why they're trying to search for
You
that
could do
nostalgic.
you could
What
do that
happened?
right now. You could do all that nostalgia stuff. You could do
It,
that right
it,
now.
Yeah, you can and you can't. In order for you to reach those experiences and even better, you have to actually have the inner do the inner work. And most people don't know that, or they're not doing that. So if you're not doing that or don't know how to do that, you're never going to reach that feeling. So you're just going to be chasing it. So what happens is these motherfuckers go to Disneyland, they go to basketball games, or they try to go out and buy a bunch of fancy shit, thinking that they're going to reach that type of level, and they don't end up ever reaching it. They just end up being like that's like they're trying to reach something. So like when I see when you this is why you see a lot of people in like places like you go to an amusement park or you go to an entertainment center, and you be just seeing people, they just look so miserable, they're just on their phones, is because they're trying to reach that area. That's why everybody has to be on their phone. Like, why the fuck are you on vacation on your phone? It's because you obviously really ain't having enough time.
Bro, true story. I was at a cruise and like, bro, when I was on the cruise, right? I walk on the cruise, right? I get into the cruise, bro. I'm like, oh, this looks like a vibe.
Yeah,
Bro, when I tell you, bro, people was on their phones posting about the cruise instead of having fun and they look bored. I was like, bro,
exactly. Like how to, because one thing I realized, when you're on your, let's just say something happens, like have you ever, like there'll be like a fight, and every time a fight will happen at school, I'll pull out my phone and record the fight, or if something interesting will happen, I pull up my phone, and then I realize, like, by the time the event is done, there was no difference for me watching a fight on YouTube than me recording it. Because when you're watching the fight and you're recording it, you're looking at it through a phone. When you look at it in real life and you don't record it, the experience is more different. So that's why when like certain things happen, I don't like to record it, because when you're recording it, you're looking at your phone, so you're watching the event through your phone. So you actually miss the actual real
man,
event.
bro, you say that about looking through it at a phone. Imagine meeting somebody who's Instagram famous in real life. Their energy don't be the most shit. Like they don't, their energy don't be shit at all. Like,
They're the most boring. The people who are the most popular on social media be the most lamest people in real life. Like
bro,
that, they don't want to. They don't. You don't even want to be around them because they don't know
bro,
how to. It's weird.
bro, when I tell you like this one dude, he was kind of TikTok popular at my job. This dude did not say nothing to nobody. I'm not saying that's it's wrong, but it's like I could kind of tell like this is a person that nobody really gravitates towards like
You
that.
wait,
Like,
say that again. You said you met somebody at your job and it was a TikToker, and he was TikTok famous, and he didn't say nothing to no one.
yeah, like he
That's
was,
that. That's interesting. You say that. Keep going.
yeah, like, and like it took me a minute to realize he was TikTok famous because I recognized his face from like watching reels and stuff. So I was like, yo, is that that dude? He looked familiar. Then I scroll on TikTok, I look at him, I was like, yo, that's really him. And like he wouldn't really talk to people like that. People wouldn't didn't gravitate towards him like they did
Because
me.
he's awkward as fuck. Because on the internet, it's like an image. So when he's in real life, he's expecting people to think he's something he isn't. And because he projects it, in order to be successful on social media, you have to project a certain image. And when you do that, when you're famous on the internet, you're not who you are. You can't be famous on social media and that be you in real life, because no one's out there smiling, talking all uppity and jumpy all the fucking time. You have ups and downs. You have certain energies, because you have to project a certain perfect, I got it all together. So when he's in real life, he feels awkward because he feels everybody is expecting him to act a certain way, and he isn't that way. So he's scared to engage with people. That's what it is. That's why those people are the most people you don't even want to be around. They're the most probably boringest, lamest, because
Bro, I'm
they're
telling you,
only good at emulating and making other people like validate them. That's what they're good. They're
bro,
not actually good at being themselves.
like when I tell you them type of people are like the people like with the least amount. I'm not saying like if you're on social media making content, you don't have substance. But like those were the type of people where like you could say like they have no substance at like a environment. And then people like me, people were randomly coming up to me, talking to me. I was cool with them and stuff like that. People like me, Like
Yeah.
the real ones was like, don't be on social media. Like people fuck with. I'm like, bro, it's a night and day difference. Like I'm like, yo, what's and that's I just had to validate your experience between watching something on the phone and then actually experiencing it in real life because it's rare that you really feel somebody's energy in real life and be like, okay, I could tell this is a spirit with substance.
Mm-mm. And it's like, and I wouldn't even say it has anything with spirituality, because there was a point like 10, 15 years ago, you felt that, and people weren't even really spiritual back then. It's
Hmm.
just something had a lot of people, their spirit has died. The drive, the motivation, the energy, and a lot of it has to do with. I don't want to just blame social media. Like a lot of it, yeah, it's part of it's to do with social media, but a lot of it is you got to understand the food and the technology and the radiation is different than it was back then. Because the phone, the 5G, and then we got like the even the flat screens and the VR and all this other technology, even the shit they put on the cell phone towers is much more stronger. So it's more radiation fucking with the minds, and then the food quality is shit, and they're charging more money for it. So like a lot of it's a lot of things, and it's playing into like why people are so fucked up. A lot of it has to do with the food too, because the food isn't the same anymore. They're putting so much shit in the food, like I was just looking at the ingredients because I seen we had some shit in the cabinet. It was some
Hmm.
great value salt. I don't eat nothing great value, so I was like, why the fuck is there great value salt in the cabinet? And I
Great
looked
value
at and
salt.
yeah, and it cost 89 cents for a big ass thing of salt. I was like, why in the fuck is this in our cabinet? Like I don't eat this shit. And I threw it away, and I looked at the ingredients. It said salt, and then there was another ingredient that said yellow. It said yellow of perchlorate. I don't know what the fuck that is. Yellow of perchlorate and salt. And I was like, for them to sell salt at 89 cents, that means half of this isn't salt. It's probably like 30% salt, and then the other 70 is that yellow or perserate shit, which I don't know what the fuck that is. So they add filler. So the cheaper the food, because you got to look at it like cheap food in 2025 is worse than cheap food back in 2000. Because I've done experiments. Some of the cheap food, like a cheap, let's just say a cheap sandwich in the year 2000 is the equivalent of like some organic food now. And the cheap food in 2026 is like not even human edible. Like this is why a lot of people have problems and issues because it's because you got to look at like all the food is losing quality. So
Them
a
shits,
bag
them,
a bag
them
of
shits
ramen
is 3D
noodles.
printed.
I literally think some of the food is 3D printed. Like they're already experimenting with that shit. 3D. There's a law where if 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 a restaurant is using bioengineered food and fake food, they don't have to say it's fake. So when you go to like Chick-fil-A and it says 100% chicken, it doesn't mean it's 100% chicken. It means the chicken is the chicken. Let's say I have a bowl of slop and there's chicken in it, and in the chicken there's other ingredients. The chicken, there's 10% chicken and 80 and 90% fake ingredients. The 10% of chicken, that's 100% chicken. So when they say 100% chicken, the chicken within that meal is 100%. So out of the meal, though, only 10% of that is chicken. But that 10% is 100% chicken. The other 90% is filler and bullshit. So that's how they get you. When they say 100% beef, only 10% of that meal has beef in it, and in that beef is 100% beef. So they're using 100% beef, but they're only putting 10% of beef within the meal, and they call it beef. So, but the other percent is the other shit. It's like, see how they trick you? It's like it's very tricky.
These cats out here got us eating 3D printed food, lab grown body engineer. What
They
the
don't even have
hell?
to tell you that shit. So you could be eating like some fucking like they be like you could be eating like some fucking like pig testicle because you're eating like shit like that, like anus, pig testicles, like, or like some like because everything doesn't go to waste. They don't waste nothing. on the meat. Everything is eaten, even the bone. They grind the bone up. They call it like in Slim Jims. They call it mechanically separated chicken. Like it's like they grind the bone up and shit to make it into like a mush, and then they put it into like beef jerky and dog food and shit. Like everything is eaten.
Oh damn.
Like they even the
Damn.
bone, like it's fucking this like even like the dog food. That's usually like the fucking like the retarded testicles of a dog or of a cow. Like it'll be a retarded autistic cow, and the testicles of that cow they put into dog food, or they'll put it into
Ew.
like kid cuisine or some shit.
Oh, kid cuisine. Oh, hell no. I knew that I never liked kid cuisine like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm,
I
s-
never like.
I'm sorry. I don't know why y'all called it nostalgia, but I always thought that shit was kind of nasty. Like,
Yeah, that shit is fucking disgusting. I would never eat that shit. Like, I
but
don't think I ate it. Even as a kid, I didn't even like that shit. Really.
but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
some. I'm gonna do some qigong. You feel me? Like, um, but I for sure will be tapping in, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? I feel
Yeah. I
like
feel you.
I feel like qigong is helping my life. So, and I feel like I'm like the only one in the spiritual community really doing it, other than you. There's
Hmm.
probably other people doing it, but
Yeah, and
like,
you mean like
like,
people like you who you think should be like I know what you're talking about because there's like the people that are doing it like there's always been people doing it but like there's a lot of people you watch who talk about what you're experiencing but they don't do it or some
yeah,
shit like it's just weird
yeah.
like it should be talked about more than it is. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like I put some people on this Qigong that would like that watch Dolo channel. They did it, but like after a while they stopped doing it. I was like, damn. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be too hard on them because doing Qigong is like a lifestyle thing. It's like it's almost like you eat, breathe, and sleeping.
Hmm.
Um, but I
Yeah.
remember you put Mooney Mercury Baby on it, and he said it helped. But shout out to him. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying for example, he not doing it no more. So like I feel like
You know, it don't matter. Like, just worry about what you're doing. Like, that's another thing. It don't matter what other people are doing. Worry about what you're doing. That's
mhm,
all that really matters. Like, even if somebody isn't doing it or not, that ain't affecting you. That's their
yeah.
life. Like, they're gonna do what they want to do. Like, it shouldn't even be like you shouldn't even worry what other people are doing. Like, to be honest, like it don't even matter. Like, you should just worry about what you're doing because if you let that like if you let that like affect you or worry about it, then you're gonna be like thinking like, oh, this needs to be like this or why aren't they like? I wouldn't even worry about it. Like I just worry about myself at this point and what you got to do, and then worry about the if you want to worry about anybody else, at least let it be for a reason. Like you got a team or you got something or like I know what you mean, but I get what you're saying though.
No, no, I was just saying I put some people on
Yeah,
and
I put people. I'm saying this like because I done the same thing. Like people in my real
mm,
life, people I put on, and they just ignored and I used to be like, oh, why aren't they done? Like I don't. Then they I don't even care. Like at the end of the day, I'm doing what I'm doing. You can't force anyone because you realize like most people like life is like you even said it. It's hard and it takes time and most people just aren't meant for it. And
right. But that with that being said, peace,
yeah,
bro.
yep,
Freaking, stay spiritually protected. And
yep.
I'm
You
out this
you
hole.
too.
You too, yeah, for sure.
All right then, Mysterio. Shout out to Mysterio. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end this live stream, guys. It was a good live stream. It's a long live, 4 hours. Shout out to everybody in the room, and I'll be back probably in a couple of days or a day or so. And yeah, I'm gonna start doing these lives a little bit more. It's good that we got 2 people to join the room. Hopefully, more people join. I like doing these lives. So I'm out. I'll be back on soon. Peace.